Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code BUDGET to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code BUDGET to borrow up to $10,000. Use code BUDGET to borrow up to $10,000.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Unlock the savings at Boost Mobile. Get unlimited wireless for $25 a month forever and keep your phone. Unlock the savings at boostmobile.com/unlock. Restrictions apply. Info at boostmobile.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Utter nonsense.
This thing has gone totally off the rails.
Some Cajun seasoning.
Gree-gree?
And the occasional anatomy lesson.
Yeah, we're tight.
Okay.
We're like tired of mouse nuts.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Operator, won't you put me on through? I gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, won't you put her on the line? I gotta talk to the girl just one more time.
And we get started this morning. No Mike Evans. Marcello Romano filling in for Mike Evans this morning, but we got Stoke. Stink will be here in a bit. Good morning, Stoke.
Good morning, buddy. How we doing? Thanks for joining the show.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Hey, I want to thank the Colorado Avalanche because we don't have to, everywhere else in the nation, except for maybe teams that are still playing, are talking about the Cleveland colossal collapse last night in New York as the Knicks come back and win that game. But we'll get into that at some point today. But we're, 12 hours away from the Avalanche getting into their second Western Conference Finals in the past couple years, but second in a long time, actually.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's going to be fun. After the Cup run, when was the Cup run? When did they win that? 4 years ago?
2022.
25? Okay. So 4 years ago, and haven't gotten out of the second round since then with this type of team, and so now they're one series win away from getting back to the finals and having a chance to win it all again. So this is fun. They've had a great year. They took care of business in the second round. I'm looking forward to I'm going to the game tonight, so I'm looking forward to that and fired up about this series, man. How you feeling about it?
Listen, I thought essentially that the second round matchup against the Wild was going to be their toughest opponent. I kind of looked at it similarly to how they went on the run in 2022. And when you look back on that, they swept Edmonton out of the conference finals that year before beating the Lightning for the Stanley Cup. But the Blues series was a tough one. But now, I like over time, I feel like this is a little bit – tell me if I'm wrong here. Normally you don't get this much of a break in between series, especially with the NHL playoffs. It almost kind of feels like the Super Bowl. We've had all the conversations. We've had all the debates about the two teams and who's going to present problems. But Vegas looked good at the end of the series against Anaheim. When at the beginning of that series, I thought both those teams are like, that's a cakewalk. But as we've seen it, you look at it and you just go, it could be a little bit tougher than we thought going into it.
Yeah, certainly it could. Evans backtracked yesterday in a big way. For the past couple months, all he's been saying is, the path to the finals is just getting out of the second round, just beating either Dallas or Minnesota. Obviously, it was Minnesota. But yesterday, all of a sudden, he changed his tune in a big way. Look, it's a Western Conference Finals. It's going to be tough. So be ready to play your best. And got a little break here that they've had. I think it's going to be good for them. Get rested up, get healthy, and get ready to go. I mean, they're a veteran team, so I don't think there's going to be a ton of rust there for them with this layoff. I think the rest is going to really help them get healthy.
Do you believe in that theory of rest versus rust?
Sure. I mean, sometimes you want to just keep going.
Yeah.
You don't want to take that time off because everything is just, especially when you're playing well. When I was with the Broncos in 2012, I didn't want a bye week heading into the playoffs, right? I mean, we were playing great ball. We were healthy. Then we had the bye week, and we lost our first playoff game to the Ravens that year. So, no, I think there's something to be said about that. That could be the case. I mean, we'll see tonight.
Yeah.
I guess you got to wait for the game to happen to see how it impacts the Avs tonight. But I think ultimately they needed to get healthy, right? And needed to get some guys rested up. And so I think that's going to be more advantageous than them having a lot of rust.
Well, because I always look at it, and I always reference that team that you just mentioned, the 2012 Broncos, but a lot of your teams in Indy too, where you guys had great regular seasons and were able to get the bye and then not have the success you may have hoped for in the postseason. And I bring it up because there was a long break between Game 2 and Game 3 of the second-round series versus the Wild. In Game 3,
3 days?
Yeah, they played Tuesday and then not until Saturday night. So in the way that they came out in that game, they were completely flat. That was the one game where they truly kind of got beat up a little bit or dominated. But to your point, too, with your second-best player and probably the best defenseman in the world in Cale Makar needing the time, I'm starting to get concerned that he may not even play tonight.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Not play at all?
Yeah, because I'm just wondering, listen, he's a hockey player. I'm not going to be surprised if he's out there and he plays well or surprises everybody by being able to take contact. But he was beat up. They beat the hell out of him. And that was just lingering injuries that they just kind of – was it Zuccarello that hit him? And when he winced and dropped the stick and went straight to the locker room, he's a hockey player, so he's going to come back. I'm not saying he's going to, but my concern-o-meter has the yellow flag up.
Yeah, I'm not concerned that he won't play. That would be awful if he's not able to play at all. So, like you said, he's a hockey player. I'm expecting him to be out there. He hasn't missed a game, so I'm thinking now that you've had this extended break, you're only going to get healthier, hopefully, and be ready to go. That's my expectation. So I would be shocked if he wasn't out there.
I'd be surprised. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm starting to get.
Well, now you got me nervous.
Yeah.
Now you got me.
And it's a problem
over here.
And it's a problem because injury right now in the city of Denver is a bad word. Look what happened to the Denver Broncos. You get through the divisional round. You have that one unbelievable win against Buffalo, and then an hour and a half later, we find out that the starting quarterback's not going to be able to go. Then you have the Nuggets who roll into the postseason, and they don't get to utilize Payton Watson at all. And Aaron Gordon was a shell of himself. So I don't want to have another discussion where a Denver sports team is missing out on an opportunity to go and win a championship because one of your best players can't go.
No, that makes sense. But, I mean, so we're like the Jinxie Cat? We're like the injury city? Or
since the calendar flipped, yeah.
Right. I mean, you think about it, and you're right. I mean, the Bo Nix injury, obviously, that was devastating, getting that news right after the game. And then you look at Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon being banged up in the playoffs. So hopefully that's the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want the news. I mean, that would be almost Bo Nix-esque if we got news that Cale Makar is not playing after having this much time off.
Well, and even if he goes, listen, nobody's trying to injure anybody, but don't tell me that Vegas isn't aware of it.
Oh, of course.
And they're going to try and put bodies on Cale Makar at every opportunity, especially when they're up against the boards. So even if he goes out, is one of those things like Aaron Gordon came back, but it wasn't long before you could tell he was laboring.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're exactly right. Hip, shoulder, all those things, and they're going to try to hit him a little bit more, be aggressive with him, and so. That certainly is going to be the case with Cale Makar. But hopefully he's good to go and feeling as good as possible and can play well.
I mean, you're a professional athlete, and I get it. There's modern advancements in technology and the rehab and he's probably gotten round-the-clock treatment. But shoulders and hips, the two things that we kind of are aware of, not easy things to come back from. So we'll monitor that. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm not trying to freak you out, and I apologize if I did. I'm a little concerned that we may get some news today, but we'll find out in a couple hours at Morning Skate. When we come back, though, did a coach just become available that could help be a key addition to the Denver Nuggets staff? I think you know who we're talking about. Stoke and I get into that next.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and DenverSports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere. Instant post-game reaction. Every hit, every goal, every save. DenverSports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for Xfinity. Imagine Wi-Fi so intelligent it actually fixes itself when something goes wrong. Imagine Wi-Fi that reaches every corner of your home, every room, every floor, every dead zone gone. Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together seamlessly. Now imagine it's built for speed and power by fiber. A network with 99.999% reliability. So whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, it just works. And that's not just fast, that's a security blanket for your entire network, protecting what matters most. Now, here's the best part. Lock in 5 years of predictability at the same price, no contracts, no commitments. Everything you need is included, your data, our best equipment, and the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi, all of it. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply, select plans only.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
At some point, you stop calling it pain and start calling it just how I am now. And that's not okay. And deep down, you know it. I'd love to lead you back to the normal you, the one who is active and carefree. So let's get started now with an introduction to the medical team at QC Kinetics and their long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain. They're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulder, hips, and lower back. And now they're moving, sleeping, golfing, running without surgery or long recoveries. The science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. No operating room, no hardware, no watching summer come and go from a recliner. And now's the time, because the longer inflammation sits, the more damage it does. So this isn't a I'll get around to it situation. Right now is the right time, and the first step doesn't cost you a thing. QC Kinetics, better starts here. Schedule your free consultation by calling 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986 with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and The Springs. It is QC Kinetics.
In a city full of choices, your savings destination is Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. Over 300 new Toyota Tacomas, only $399 a month lease. Visit GrooveToyota.com. $399 a month Tacomas, built for the Rockies. Priced for you. Buy today in person or at GrooveToyota.com. Start here, go anywhere.
Closed and lease for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. Zero security deposit. Unapproved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details. Offer expires 6/126.
Cecil Lammy here for my friends at SodaDietNutrition.com. Now, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds because of soda, and I'm never going back. I've never gained the weight back. I never will, because SodaDietNutrition.com, they taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. It's simply magnificent. I want you to call them up, 866-800-SODA, where you can join soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Soda weight loss is now SodaDietNutrition.com, and you've got to have these guys on your side, because the weight loss journey, it can be tough. There can be struggles. Having a real nutritionist there available via text to help you out with any sort of questions, concerns, sometimes it's just straight up encouragement. It's SodaDietNutrition.com, and there's no mystery pills, mystery injections, any mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. You're doing it the right way. Learn how. Join the program. SodaDietNutrition.com, 866-800-SODA, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later on your timeline. No showings, no double moves. Plus, Orchard handles all home repairs for you, attracting buyers. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com for your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
The upgrade you've been dreaming of at a price you didn't expect. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. This Memorial Day, get a 4-piece stainless kitchen for only $19.99. Get a GE front-load washer and dryer for only $15.98. Save $900. Or shop our clearance center and save up to 60%. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. The best service and the best prices. Why go anywhere else?
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
When it's sports, you love watching the pros.
If it's surgery, you definitely want the pros.
When you need a new roof, call Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
I'm Rob Wilhite. If you've been in a car accident, you need experience that wins. For almost 50 years in Colorado, my firm has recovered over $1 billion for crash victims. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Listener appreciation.
Our RamosLaw.com texters always answer the bell.
Mentorship.
You can't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. And words of wisdom.
Don't let my confidence offend your insecurity.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Back in Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. No Mike Evans today. Marcello Romano sitting in. Brandon Stokley asked a question going into the last break. And by the way, get involved with the show, the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. I do have to pay one off because this guy said, please wish my wife, a loyal 6 a.m. listener, Bronco Tara, a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Tara.
Oh, happy birthday, Tara. Awesome. Yeah, appreciate you.
Also can interact with the show as well on YouTube. The chat is presented by Champ Honda. All right, Jason Kidd was let go yesterday. I've been a big proponent. Like, I've had a problem with, one, when they fired Michael Malone, and two, I'll give David Adelman credit for making a bit of a run in last year's postseason, and then what he did with the injured, riddled season of the Nuggets this year. But after the way they performed in the postseason, when you have a talent like Nikola Jokic, I thought there was going to be a move made at that position. And obviously the Cronkies are fine with it. Jason Kidd was let go yesterday. Would you bring a guy like that into the staff or try and make a move?
Sure. I think a veteran coach, he's coached a long time now. You know, I think of him, you know, as a player.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he has been a head coach in the NBA for a long time. So, yes, I think bringing an experienced person behind Adelman, if you're going to keep Adelman, which I don't really agree with, but that's the direction you're going. Okay, so you're going to keep him. I think you need to have a veteran coach behind him, trying to help him out and have a voice to help him. And so, because certainly it wasn't good enough in the playoffs. Like you said, the regular season was fine. And what was it? They most road wins in team history, finished with like 12 wins in a row. But then you get to the playoffs and you lay an egg, and you have a terrible postseason. You can't have that. So ultimately, I think you need to add to that coaching staff, and a veteran presence, like I said with Jason Kidd, I think would be. I think it would help the Nuggets out a lot.
Do you think Jason Kidd would be interested in something like that? Well, I don't know. Like, I think maybe Orlando's still available right now. I don't know that there's a lot of places that he would like to land. But if you took that position, would you say, like, hey, I'm going in with the idea that if they don't start well, that I'm going to get an opportunity to coach one of the best basketball players we've ever seen?
So you're saying he could go into the situation thinking that Adelman might get fired?
Yes.
Gotcha. I didn't think of it that way. Because I would think that this wouldn't be a very attractive spot for a guy like Jason Kidd, who's been an NBA head coach for a long time, had a lot of success. I think, if you're in that situation, you're either going to look at an Orlando or a place that's open, that has an opening as a head job, or you take the year off.
Yeah.
Because you're getting paid.
And just wait for something where you get to kind of pick where you'd like
the
to
following year. But, some guys, they want to stay in it. Some guys want to break. How's Jason Kidd wired? Does he want to stay in it? If you want to stay in it, then, yeah. I mean, I think this would be a good place to go to be an assistant head coach because it's still a really good basketball team, and you got Jokic. And then the possibility, like you brought up, where if it doesn't go well early in the season, they might make a move to move on from Adelman, and then you would be the guy to replace him.
After we saw the press conference from the Denver Nuggets and we saw Josh Kroenke be kind of defiant to the idea that there would be any type of move at that position, does this intrigue them at all? When they hear that news yesterday evening, is this something where they're like, hey, that could be a piece, or is he kind of set? It seemed very secure in the decision, like that they didn't even have to discuss it. It was very nonchalant and defiant, and he kind of pushed away any questions about any moves being made at that position.
Yeah, I don't think they do anything. It doesn't matter who becomes available. I think this is their plan. I think they liked a lot of things that Adelman did. Obviously, you didn't like losing in the first round of the playoffs, but I think they see a young coach that's going to get better next year, and they want to stay the course with their plan that they had over a year ago when they hired Adelman. So I don't think it matters who's available. They're not going to change the direction that they're heading right now in their plan. What do you think?
I wish they would. I thought that there would be more conversation about. In fact, after the series ended, we kept waiting, like within the days afterwards, like we were going to get news that he was going to be relieved of those duties, and none of that happened. They seem completely fine to go forward with David Adelman. I'm not. For me, it doesn't pass the confetti test. It doesn't. I appreciate what he did. This is nothing personal, and he kind of had to bridge a gap, but they seem like they're completely satisfied at that position.
No, they do. Do you think they would make a move for Jason Kidd?
No, they're not going to.
No,
No.
exactly. I mean, this is their plan.
This is my wishful thinking.
Yes.
It's part of the reason I wanted to have the discussion, because I think you'd at least have to entertain it. I mean, you're talking about a dude who just led the Mavs to the finals a couple years back. He has that experience. He has that experience as a player, too. And could you get a little bit more out of a guy like Jamal if Jason Kidd was the guy in his ear all the time?
That's a good question. Would you get more out of a guy like Jamal? I just think you need a fresh outlook, somebody from the outside that hasn't been involved with the organization, and that comes in and just can kind of, shake things up, bring some new energy in the building. And obviously they didn't do that, but I don't think they're going to make any kind of move now there. If this is their plan, this is what they're going to do. It's going to be Adelman heading into next year. Now we'll see what the roster looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big question for me. It's not the coach. Now will you bring in a different assistant coach? That would be nice to help him out. I think that would be very helpful to bring in, if somebody like Jason Kidd wanted to still coach and not be a head coach. I think that would be a good move. But the roster and what the roster is going to look like next year, to me, is this offseason, the moves that they're going to make or won't make is the storyline.
I think I have postseason envy. And maybe a little bit of fear, because you look at the two teams that are vying for the Western Conference championship, and it looks like right now is like if the way that the Nuggets looked when the season ended versus the way those two teams have looked in the postseason, it feels like the Nuggets are losing ground day by day.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, and those teams aren't going anywhere. OKC and San Antonio, they're only going to get better and better. I mean, that's over the next 4 or 5 years. So, and that's Jokic's window probably, the next 4 or 5 years. So what do you do this offseason to try to make up some ground against those two teams? And it's easier said than done. I mean, the problem –
your hands are tied a bit.
Right. The problem is, you don't want to make moves just to make moves. You want to try to get better. But what can you do to get better? You need to get younger, more athletic. And, again, when you're talking about big contracts and some of these guys, you're not just going to give them away. So it's going to be an interesting offseason for the Nuggets.
I got something I want to bounce off you and Stink when he gets here about the Nuggets mentality. But coming up next, according to the odds makers, both the Avs and the Hurricanes should make quick work of their opponents. That starts tonight here in Denver. We discuss it next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This spring, Zach and Phil are back on the road, bringing their party to you. First stop, the Golden Triangle in Denver. May 22nd from 2 to 6 at Schoolyard Beer Garden.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Get ready to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Well, how many of you look in the mirror and staring back at you as somebody you swear is younger than you really are? Well, there's no reason why you can't feel and look and be, in your mind, 20, 15, 10 years younger. How about that? No reason you can't do it, especially since it's likely low testosterone is holding you back. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're experts at treating men's health issues like low T. We guys in our early to mid-30s start losing 2 to 3% of our testosterone production every year. Meet the compassionate pros at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Their advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, GLP-1, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues. Start thinking and feeling younger. Schedule a consult, just $99. Meet with a Colorado licensed medical provider. Start low T treatment that day. Your entire office visit is free. Got 5 locations around Denver to better serve you, including Fort Collins, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. Call 720-440-7900 and at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Are you looking for the perfect engagement ring? Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthew's Fine Watches and Jewelry. We have a great selection to choose from. If you're looking for that one-of-a-kind custom ring, our associates will take the time with you to design that ring that she will love and her friends will go crazy over. At Matthews, when you purchase your ring and Centerstone, you'll receive 20% off your wedding bands. Make the right choice. Come to Matthews and save.
Matthews Fine Watches and and jewelry. Located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Hey, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors, your siding, windows, decking, and roofing specialist. During the month of May, 5280 Exteriors are offering you $1,000 off a new project. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Over his Hall of Fame career, Terrell Davis racked up impressive numbers. 65 touchdowns, 2 championships, almost 8,000 rushing.
That's why I bank at Colorado Credit Union.
That's a weird segue.
Colorado Credit Union treats me like a person, not a number.
With personal service, great rates, and smart financial advice.
And those are just 3 great perks.
We can stop with the numbers now.
You don't have to be a legend to bank like one at Colorado Credit Union. Visit ccu.org. Terms and restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
What's going on, everybody? Philip Lindsay here. Is your car making a weird noise and you're not sure what exactly is going on? All Points Automotive makes it easy for you. Free diagnostics and estimates from a 100% mobile mechanic who comes to you. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
Smalls here. Look, in sports, the best teams know when to make their move, and Sherwin-Williams is making theirs with their Memorial Day sale. We're talking 30% off paints and stains May 15th through the 28th. You know, I've been looking at these studio walls, and I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little more red in here. Just get that Cardinal spirit going. Definitely like that. Order online and get everything delivered right to your door or swing by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Your roof's the single most important part of your house. Snow and high winds can damage your roof. Don't trust your roof to any fly-by-night roofing companies. Call the professionals at Golden Spike for a free roof inspection and tell them you heard about it on The Fan. They're a locally owned company and a Team Dave Logan member.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Bold takes.
I would put my fajitas up against any Mexican restaurant.
Active listening.
You weren't listening to a word I just said.
Plus, a little number crunching.
What's 12 minus 1? 12 minus 11. 1. This is why math confuses me.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
No Mike Evans today. In the business, we say he's on assignment, right? Getting some extra work done. Marcello Romano in. Brandon Stokley right there. Stink will join us at the 7 o'clock hour. We talked about odds. Now, I heard you guys kind of debating odds. I think it was yesterday. I think Mike had a number that you had a different number.
Yeah, but I was actually screwed up on that. I was looking at the game tonight. He was looking at the series odds.
Gotcha. And as it stands right now, the recent odds have the Avs as -260 favorites to win the series. Vegas is at +210, and the Hurricanes at -275 in their series against the Canadiens at +225. But Nathan McKinnon says that he and the Avs are preparing for a bit of a tougher challenge. So, we got some sound from him. I don't know if I love it, but he basically said get ready for a tougher series.
Well, I think, that's what I want the mindset to be. I mean, you go into it, expecting the best from Vegas, expecting it to be a tough, hard-fought series. I mean, that needs to be your mindset, and that's what I want their mindset to be. And so, they're going to take Vegas seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I think when you look at the lines, that's Vegas telling us without emotion that the Avs are a big favorite. They're telling us that the Hurricanes are a big favorite. So I don't think that matters to the players, and I think they know how hot Vegas has been down the stretch. They made a change at the head coach.
Yeah.
And they got hot. So they're a different team now than maybe what they were a couple months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like March 29th that they made Tortorella the interim coach. I think you're onto something, because it was only a few short years ago that you were up 2-0 against this very same team. There's a lot of returning players for both Vegas and Colorado that both know what happened in that series, right, where you were up 2-0 and then you end up losing 4 straight. So they know the challenge that's at hand. I'm not saying they should take them lightly at all. I think selfishly as a fan, I'd like them to be a little more dominant. I mean, I don't know that I'm ready to see a Game 7, but that could be what we end up seeing.
It could be. No, I don't want to see a Game 7. Game 7, anything can happen.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, one game, everything on the line, anything can happen in that type of situation. So definitely don't want a Game 7. Hopefully, at the most, we see it go 6. I just think right now I'm very confident in the Avs and what they've been doing. They've lost 1 game so far. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been perfect by any means, which I think is a positive. I think that's a positive that it hasn't been perfect. You're down 3-0 in that last game against Minnesota, come back to win that one. I think it just lets them know, hey, we got to be a little bit sharper in this series than what we've been and than what we were against Minnesota, even though we won that series 4-1.
And you look at it that way and you say, well, Game 1, they didn't play particularly well. They had the break between the Kings and the Wild series. But you end up winning the game, and you put on an offensive show in that game when you score 9 goals. You scored 14 goals in the first 2 games. That's why the Game 3 was such a surprise to me. You remember, like, in the regular season's completely different, and I understand that. But that Game 3, when you're the Avalanche and you're at that point of the season, to kind of lay a dud the way that they did, I think that was kind of a blessing in disguise, especially going into a series against a tough Vegas team.
Yeah, they got to play better. Got to be on top of their stuff, and if not, they'll get whipped. And so that's what happened in Game 3. So, and they did a good job of bouncing back. But how concerned are you? I mean, you just mentioned it, having those 3 days off and then coming out and not performing well. How concerned are you about having this week off? And just the rust factor.
Yeah, normally I would be concerned, but that would be if most people were healthy. I think the Avs got a huge benefit from the break because, listen, and I didn't mean to worry about Cale Makar.
Yeah, but you did. You really did.
I'll try and ease your worries then. In 2001, when the Avalanche won the Cup, you could argue that their second best player went out in the second round. And Peter Forsberg, I'm talking about. He had the ruptured spleen, and I say arguably because you had Patrick Waugh, you had Rob Blake, you had Ray Bourque. They go on to win a cup, and it was a tough 7-game series to do so. I'm not saying it's going to happen, and that's not I guess that probably is my number one concern is the health of Cale Makar, because I don't want a championship opportunity to be robbed by health again. But this team is so deep, and they're built differently. Stoke, they're just checking boxes on things that need to be done for them to get to their ultimate goal.
Yeah, I just hadn't heard anything about the possibility of him missing time, and he hasn't missed time yet. and then you just threw that out there.
Well, he hasn't been at practice. That's the concern, is like, and maybe they're just holding off. Maybe at morning skate today, he's fine. He's out there, and he's probably in a different colored jersey to avoid any contact, but he hasn't been there.
Well, you're hoping that it's just let him rest up as much as possible. But what time is morning skate?
I'd have to double check. I think it's like 10, maybe something like that.
Okay, so
we have yeah.
Well, if he's not out there today, then
yes,
now that's probably the answer, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I wasn't prepared for that. Hopefully he's ready to go. Hopefully the rest has helped him and the rest of the guys that have been banged up.
Yeah, I mean, all the other reports is that, and I was confident on the weekend when Coach Bednar came out and said he expected everybody, and he had confidence that everybody would be available on Wednesday. I only got a little concerned yesterday during their press conference when he said, is it a concern that Cale hasn't been participating? And he said no, but then he followed it up with a quick not yet. So it's not a concern yet, but I think it's kind of getting to that point. And if he does play, what can you expect as far as his level of play? It's not going to be 100%, Cale. We all know that. No one's 100% at this point of the year.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And if you haven't been skating, what's your conditioning level and all those types of things come into play. No, but Cale can still be great, Cale, even if you're not 100%. A lot of guys aren't 100% right now,
yeah.
Right? And so he can still make an impact on the game, his presence. Well, what happens if he can't go?
you rely on the depth. It's next man up.
I still think they can win.
Yeah.
With what they have and this team that they have, obviously it's not ideal, but I still think they can go out there tonight and win without Cale.
That's the way this team was built,
right,
is with that type of depth. All right, coming up next, we change gears. We get into the Denver Broncos. Kay Adams was at it again. She had Garrett Bowles on her podcast. We'll listen to some of that audio, and then Stoke and I will break it down.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today by my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567. 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Landscape your yard with 100% natural Permagreen shredded red cedar or Permagreen gorilla hair. These products aren't dyed or treated, so you can safely use them anywhere in your yard. Buy these and other Permagreen products wherever better things are sold.
Ready to be a driving force for your community? The Cherry Creek School District is seeking great people who care about kids to join its dedicated team of bus drivers. No CDL? No problem. Take advantage of paid training with benefits and a supportive and fun work environment. Starting pay at $24.39 an hour with excellent benefits. Feel good about what you do by helping provide safe, reliable transportation for Colorado kids. Apply now at cherrycreekschools.org.
In the last week of July, you'll find the superstars of rodeo at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Grab your hat, pull on your boots, and join in the Cowboys' favorite rodeo. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the wildest ride in the West.
Philip Lindsay here. Summer is coming. Time for hikes, golf, and family adventures. But if degenerative joints or those old high school sports injuries are holding you back, discover natural, pain-free relief with Regen RX. Their stem cell treatment, PRP therapy, and shockwave therapy could be the answer to reclaiming your active life. No surgeries, no downtime, and no risk. Get a free consultation today. Text the word PAIN to 303-630-9770. That's PAIN to 303-630-9770.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code BUDGET to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code BUDGET to borrow up to $10,000. Use code BUDGET to borrow up to $10,000.
Passive aggression.
Oh, Mark. Sweet, naive, childlike Mark.
Culinary techniques.
So you got the crawfish, you got the tail, you pinch, twist, and some people like to slurp it. You're a slurper.
And backhanded apologies.
You know what? I would like to officially apologize to you, Mike. You were right. I was wrong. You're smart. I'm dumb. You're skinny. I'm fat.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Marcello Romano filling in for Mike Evans this morning. Stoke is here. Stink will be here shortly. We kind of teased it before the break, Stoke, that Kay Adams, she's like the truth serum for our organization here in Denver, right?
Yeah.
Well, especially with Sean Payton. But Garrett Bowles was on with Kay Adams yesterday, and was talking a little bit about the switch from Sean Payton being the play caller to handing over those duties to Davis Webb. So let's get a little taste of what Garrett had to say about it.
To be able to have a coach that understands the game, but not like the old school game. I'm talking about
of offensive football in 2026. The game has changed over the years. I don't think he was taking a shot at Sean Payton and
Agreed.
his play calling. I just think that it's going to be something a little bit different. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I don't think we're going to see this totally different offense. It's going to be pretty much what they've been doing, but from a different perspective, from someone that's going to add, his ideas to it, I'm sure. And then his feel for play calling is going to be different.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be interesting to see how it looks and how it feels. And but I don't think we're going to look up there week one and all of a sudden be like, oh, my gosh, this is totally different than what we've been seeing from the Denver Broncos. Do you?
No, I don't think it'll be appreciably different. But does it kind of allude to the comment made by Sean Payton about he doesn't drive at night in the rain anymore, and he used to make play calls without thinking about it, that he needed to insert a little bit or inject a little bit of that into his offense?
Sure. I think as you get older, you might get more conservative.
Cautious.
Yeah, more cautious. And Sean has talked about that and talked about, when he was younger, he would run reverses at the 8-yard line and didn't care about the negative, if it was a negative outcome. But as you get older, now you start thinking about those things a little bit more. So, yeah, no, I think there's something to be said for that, certainly with a young play caller, a guy that maybe is going to be a little bit more aggressive in certain situations. But we'll see. We'll see how Davis Webb is wired and how he views calling this offense and running this offense with Bo Nix.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a slight against Sean either. I think it was probably more of a self-realization for Sean, because you go back to the AFC Championship game and the drive where they made the decision on 4th and 1, Sean was kind of flustered after the game. He's like, I don't know. He called the timeout, and he wasn't even sure of the play call. And then the way the play was executed or not, it was not executed. I think that kind of just a little bit of self-realization that maybe he was a little bit too cautious or not confident in a play call. I always made the assertion that you have a play in mind. If we get in this situation, there's no doubts about it. My 11 guys know exactly what we're calling. They'll go out there, and hopefully they execute the play. That play looked like it was put in on Wednesday, and nobody knew their assignments. So, that was a struggle for me. But I also think it's self-realization for Sean that they could be better, and it may be for him to take a step back.
Sure. And let's not, act like it's been horrible around here.
No.
Right? I mean, it's been pretty good. We have a second-year quarterback that has done really well. Just went to the AFC Championship game, had a lot of success winning a lot of football games. So it has been really good around here, really good after being really terrible. So you got to give Sean a lot of credit. He's done a lot right, but now I give him even more credit for looking in the mirror saying, hey, you know what, let's try to take this thing to the next level. Maybe I don't have that fastball that I used to have. Let me give it to this young guy and see what he can do with it. So I give Sean a lot of credit for being able. That's not an easy thing to do for a coach to look in the mirror and say, you know what? Because that's their identity. You know that, right? These coaches, they live for calling plays. If that's what you've done your whole career, they live for calling plays on Sunday. That's their high.
Yeah.
Right? That's their drug. And to be able to say, okay, I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to give it to this other guy, that's a hard thing for those guys to do.
Yeah, and I think you can gain that appreciation for your head coach. We both don't think it was a slight, and he actually clarifies right here. This is Bowles on his appreciation for Sean Payton.
It makes me emotional just to talk about him because I'm forever grateful for him and what he's done for me and my family and what he's done for this organization, this culture that we built, and the love that he has for his players. All he wants is just to be the best version of ourselves day in and day out. And when you have a coach like that, you rally around him and you love him. Yeah, he pushes us hard, and there's some things you're like, why are we doing this? But there's always a reason behind it. And when you ask him, he's not afraid to tell you, and he's going to tell you straight up. He's not going to beat around the bush. He's just going to tell you straight up forward. And you either like those coaches or you don't. And I love that type of coach.
I think his insertion into this organization can't be understated. And even if it was maybe the second, possibly the third choice, I think he's been the right man for the job. I do find it interesting, though, to your point, like this is his drug. This is what he's known. How short of a leash he may have if it doesn't start out well, especially with those first 6 games that everybody's been talking about, the murderer's row that it is. How do you see that? Do you think it's, I made the decision, I'm going to stick with it, or is it, we're going to see what we saw Dan Campbell do last year?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's what we'll be talking a lot about, especially if this offense struggles a little bit.
Yeah.
And the team struggles. How short, long is the leash? How many games? Do you let it go before you say, okay, I got to take the play calling back? I think we got to wait and see what it looks like. It's hard for me to say, okay, 4 games, 6 games, 3 games. We need to see what it looks like. Is it terrible? Is it other factors at play why maybe they're losing some of these games? And has Bo Nix regressed? All those things are going to come into play when you look at making that type of decision. But I think Sean is going to try to show him some grace here.
Yeah.
And if it's not going well early, but at the same time, you only got 17 games.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste a season by saying, oh, yeah, let's give them a few more weeks to try to figure this play calling stuff out.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's not fair to the team.
I'd put it probably about a quarter of the way through the season. And I don't think it's going to be like Nathaniel Hackett where the crowd's counting down the play clock so that they can actually get a play in and off and run. And you said earlier, and it wasn't about this discussion, but you said you don't make moves just to make moves. This move to Davis Webb isn't just a move to make a move. They say he's very smart. We have to see it all play out. We have no idea. He's called plays in a preseason game. That's all we've seen. But Bowles says he sees something special in Webb as well.
What he's done with our program, obviously he wouldn't have just given up the play calling just because to give it up. Like, that's not who he is. He's super passionate in his job, and he loves it, and he puts 100% every single day into it. But he's doing it because he knows that Davis Webb is that smart.
Yeah, look, I think he's going to do well. But to your point, I mean, no one knows how he's going to respond in that moment when he's got to call the plays and dial things up. It's easy to do it in a preseason game or, second guess the play caller. But when you haven't done it, no one knows what it's going to look like. But I think he's going to do well. I really do. But we shall see.
It remains to be seen. We're fixing to find out for sure. Coming up, Stink joins us, and we get back into Avs Knights preview Game 1 tonight.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
Hey Glenn, how many times can you say Denver Roof Pros in 4 seconds?
Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros, Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later on your timeline. No showings, no double moves. Plus, Orchard handles all home repairs for you, attracting buyers. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com for your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, Brandon Stokley here. I've been around enough great teams to know when one stands out. Trajan Wealth. They're the real deal, honest and hardworking. Their fiduciary advisors work together as a true team, collaborating with you to fine-tune your investments and help you weather whatever the market throws your way. Because your wealth plan shouldn't force you into a box. It should fit you. And that's what my friends at Trajan Wealth will do for you. They'll come up with that game plan specifically designed for you, your goals, and your needs. And they have offices right here in Broomfield, Greenwood Village, and Loveland. Trajan Wealth is right here in our backyard. Plus, May is Military Appreciation Month. And as a veteran-led company, Trajan Wealth brings that same integrity and discipline to every client relationship. So do what I did. If you're ready for a smarter, more personalized approach to your financial future, call my friends at Trajan Wealth today. 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1. Or you can find them online at TrajanWealth.com. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter. Dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC Registered Investment Advisor, and additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone says they can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's the real deal, because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. That's a lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, and whatever else you can do with your phone. All for half price and none of the commitment. That means you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. It's wild. Now all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call 1-800-XFINITY, go to XfinityMobile.com, or visit a local Xfinity store to switch today. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Savings compared to one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees extra, $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
What's going on, everybody? Philip Lizzie here. And if you need serious car repairs but don't want the hassle of a shop, All Points Automotive is 100% mobile. From engine rebuilds to transmission replacements and all the mechanical work you need, they come to you guys. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
When production shifts, your workforce has to keep up. Express Employment Professionals is your best resource for hiring. Find your local team at expresspros.com and hire differently.
KKFN and KKFN HD1, Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Music history.
I've now baptized you in the glory of Led Zeppelin.
Brutal honesty.
Today's just been a bad day for you, Mike. I don't know how else to put it.
And some questionable taste.
I do not heat up leftovers.
Oh, my
I only eat
God.
leftovers cold.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
It's your jam, Stoke.
Love it. Love it.
Marcello Romano in for Mike Evans today. Stokley here. The big fella joins us now as well. Stink is here, but before we get back into Avs Knights Game 1, summer is calling. We're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for the perfect lake day. Here's what you get. 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, Bluetooth speaker, and $250 gift card to fill up that cooler. All you got to do is go download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. Good morning, Stink.
Good morning. How we doing, boys?
Oh, we're good. How are you
Doing
feeling
all
with Game 1 coming in hours now? We've had the long break. We've been able to have all the discussion, the debates.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Feeling confident?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling. I might have my bookie. I might have my bookie. I got to look, but I have my bookie put down a little wager on my behalf.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at because I'm with you.
Yeah.
I feel good about tonight. I feel good about the rest. I think they're going to come out on fire, and it's going to be electric in that building. It's going to be awesome. And but yeah, no, I feel really great about it too, Mark.
Yeah, unlike Mike, who gets influenced by Biz and and any national voice, Stokley and I are solid. Like
Yes.
we spent some time together yesterday too, Stokely and I.
We got to be careful what we say.
Yeah.
Right,
We can't
gotta
say
be-
too much because it is like we had to sign like a what are they called?
NDA?
NDAs. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. We didn't have to, but pretty much. So we can't say too much about it. But Mark was my wingman yesterday.
Yep.
And I drug him over there.
took
So he
care
was
of
like
you?
he's my wingman. And
Yeah.
so we pulled up to get, I was rushing him. I'm like, hey, come on, we got to get out of
He
here.
drives faster than I do.
He had to, I want to get there, right?
Yeah.
And Mark had to do a read. He had to do an endorsement after the show was over. So I'm like, hurry up. So he's following me or whatever. And we get there. And so we go, and I'm like, I knew the first hour was going to be eating.
Yeah.
And I was excited about going into the cafeteria and just chowing down because last time I was in the cafeteria, the food was so good, right? So good. They got everything, like whatever you want,
They've
right?
got- I rate. By the way, this was a couple of years ago when I used to, be on the second, third team at Fox, and
Yeah.
I'd go to all the facilities. I would rate the food, like what kind of food they had. And the Broncos are right up there, man.
Yeah.
The Broncos cafeteria is right up. Now I just live in the NFC South, so it's
Right.
not.
Panthers facility.
Atlanta's got good food.
Yeah.
Atlanta Panthers.
No, not so much.
No.
So I was excited about that, like
Yeah.
Mark and I. So we go through and we're walking through, and then we got to go through security area, right, that they have now. Like, all right, fine. Then we're going to go back to because we passed the cafeteria. I'm like, there's a cafeteria. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, the grazing Cajun is ready to.
Right. He was drooling. He was like looking over. I go,
Where are we going here?
Right.
All right, we got to go through security. No big deal. We'll come back and go into the cafeteria. And then, nope, we walked into the lobby, and there was the food set up in the lobby. I'm like, wait, cafeteria, right?
Right.
And then, it wasn't like the spread I had hoped for.
Yeah.
Of course it was good, but I don't really do what they had, like sweet potatoes and what is it?
Quiche.
Quiche.
Yeah, quiche.
I don't even know what quiche is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mark, I just ate the whole
He had a
plate
tray
yeah.
of fruit.
I just ate the whole tray of fruit.
No sweet
two
potatoes,
plates.
no quiche.
No, that's not for
two
me.
plates. Yeah, 2 plates of fruit. I just ate fruit too. It was good though. It was good. What was your biggest takeaway? Biggest takeaway from what we learned. I know a lot of it is kind of.
No, it was just cool seeing everybody. Like when Rod Smith was sitting with us,
Gotcha.
and Steve Atwater. You saw a lot of just former players and stuff, and then they had another deal that they did. So they do a great job for the alumni, and this was part of it. So yeah, that's really all.
So was
all
it
we can talk
a
about.
successful outing with him as your wingman?
Mark was kind of mad at me.
Yeah, I was.
He
at
was
first,
upset.
I was a little bit upset.
We were
because-
sitting down in the lobby,
yeah.
and we're eating, right? And we got there early. And Mark's like, yeah, is this why we rushed over here, to
Right.
get here 40 minutes early? I'm like, I know, that's my bad. And we're just kind of sitting there, and he's on his phone. He's like, he's mumbling to himself, I could be watching film right now.
Yeah.
I should be watching film right now. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I got a Zoom call with my quarterback coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? So I didn't start off great. And but then the next part of it was
So it was
really
like
good.
Maverick and Ice. You
Right.
can be my wingman anytime type of deal. Like now you guys.
Yeah, it was good. But when we went in, the information presented, and a lot of it is not for public consumption. I will say this though, and I think I'm pretty fair and safe in saying this. They do a really good job of eliminating players in their draft perspective that have red flags and say, hey man, we're just not going to deal with the red flag guys. And so where a lot of organizations are going to bypass or overlook somebody's got something that's a really bad kind of scarlet letter on them, the Broncos just take them off their draft board. Say, hey man, there's plenty of other really good players that we're just not going to mess with guys who are character issues. And I think, as a Broncos fan, that should be commended. Like there's something commendable about the way they're operating as an organization, and we always talk about culture. That's kind of where it starts. That's part of it.
How do you implement the culture, right? I mean, you can talk about it, but what do your actions say?
Right. You can sit there and say, oh, we don't do this. We don't take guys that have, this particular scarlet letter on them. We don't take until a great player comes along and it's like, oh, this guy's generational. We're gonna bypass the rules to take that guy. They're like, nope, that guy's on our undraftable board.
But it was a lot of fun. We had a good time, and then we got to see the new facility. Just see it, not tour it, but just see it. And we hadn't seen it since training camp. OMG. It is unbelievable. I mean,
go to your point about like culture and starting, because all that starts at the top with Greg Penner and the leadership there, and then bringing in Sean Payton, and then just having hard lines set in the sand that you're not going to make concessions for.
Right. Well, that's when you have the right people in charge. You can do those things. And obviously bringing Sean in to work with George Payton has been a great combo. But yeah, you have to have the right people in place that are going to implement those things. And to Mark's point, where you're not going to overlook certain things because of talent. Nope, we have a standard here, and a big part of that is our culture and who we bring into the building, and we're not going to budge off of that. So it was really a fun event, cool event, different type of event that we got to be a part of, and then you get to see a lot of the alumni and former teammates that were there also.
Right, you fall right back into the just into the stuff that you talked about when you were playing,
Yeah.
Although you talk about families and all that kind of stuff, but the same kind of just rhythm that you were in. I will say this though, and I'll not mention any names, but there were a lot of guys that I studied coming into this draft that I really liked as football players. And I don't have any of the background information on these guys. I just studied I took 3 games of this guy and 3 games of this edge rusher and 3 games of this offensive lineman, 3 games of this guy.
I only took three clips.
You only take 3 clips.
You took 3 games. I take 3 clips.
3 clips, Stokley.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of guys that I loved on tape. And they were on their undraftable list.
Wow. So just not even considering it.
I think you might be. Yeah. I think you might be. Yeah. Time to.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by the story.
I just think it's it's a cool thing about the organization. So
I'm fascinated by the story. Next time I want a camera crew to
follow you.
You
just keep pushing. That's it.
I walked up to the line. I didn't step on the line.
We're
I
done.
did not. Wait a minute.
Let's talk about.
Make sure that I'm not getting a text
Time to
message
talk about the Avs, baby.
Oh yeah.
Coming up next, we will get into.
You know what? They're like the Broncos. They got a lot of really good character guys.
They do.
There's a few guys that they didn't want, and I'm going to tell you who they are next.
Coming up, we will get into Avs Knights Game 1.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who play the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokley, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado, so your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here for my friends at Colorado Fat Loss. Hey, before you start considering GLP-1s and understanding there are side effects, you're going to spend thousands of dollars a year just to be on them, and then most people gain their weight back once they get off. How about a doctor-developed program for my friends at Colorado Fat Loss that helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days? Hey guys, I went through it yesterday. I had a bunch of doctor's appointments and things of that nature. I stopped the program. I went through the 8 weeks of the program and has just been eating normally ever since. I'm down 30 pounds. I've kept it off. It's been amazing. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. All they do is send you real food. Or they don't send you food. You go get food at the grocery store. They don't send you boxes of food that you add water to and all that kind of stuff, heat it up in the microwave. It's real protein. It's chicken, fish, it's beef. It is vegetables and fruits. And I'm telling you what, the program flat helps you turn your body into a fat-burning machine, guys, and it resets your metabolism. And I tell you what, I haven't gained any weight back. It's been awesome. So check it out. That's Colorado Fat Loss at coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com.
Lowest rate for life. It's our trademarked and most innovative product in the entire mortgage industry. Lock in your savings today, and if rates fall in the future, even as little as 0.5%, we will redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. Always have the best rate and maximize your savings. It's only at U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all. 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Brandon Stokley from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401k is a key victim. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. In 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. After the dollar was cut loose from it, inflation soared, and in just 9 years, gold hit $850. People who diversified into precious metals survived and thrived. Today, we're in a worse position because we face inflation and massive debt. Fortunately, gold is still an option. My trusted friends at Birch Gold Group can help you own gold inside your retirement account without penalties or taxes. Start now by getting a free info kit on gold. Text the word SECURE to 989898. We're facing the same monetary chaos as the 70s with significantly more debt. Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pay what Ford and Lincoln employees pay at Siltahar Motors. Hundreds of new 2025 and 2026 vehicles, all at employee pricing. Savings of thousands off sticker, no negotiating, no games. The price is the price. Siltahar's been family-owned for 66 years, 4 dealerships under one roof, and a reputation built on neighbors taking care of neighbors. Shop hundreds of vehicles with employee pricing at sthmotors.com. Find yours before they're gone. Highway 36 in Wadsworth, Siltahar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
At Smart Local 9 Sheet Metal Workers, they provide highly trained sheet metal professionals ready to get the job done safely, efficiently, and with pride. Their workforce is built through a comprehensive 4-year apprenticeship program where apprentices earn while they learn, receiving industry-leading training in fabrication and installation of HVAC systems, as well as HVAC service, architectural sheet metal, testing, adjusting, and balancing, welding, computer-aided drafting, safety, and emerging technologies. Find out more at smw9.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan brought to you by Weichert Realtors.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I want it all.
Relentless mind games.
Are you trying to get me in an oh really right now?
Total accountability.
You're always throwing your teammates under the bus. That's just what you do.
And a sprinkle of advanced analytics.
The Boo rating, BOO, which is balls over opponent.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
No Mike Evans today. He is out on assignment, as we like to say here. Marcello Romano filling in. I was told on the text line that someone couldn't understand my name. I go by Cello, so that's an easier one for you if you want to do that. I do like your guys' story in the previous segment about hanging out yesterday. I hope next time we send out a camera crew with you, because when you said wingman, I'm thinking Iceman and Maverick. I'm thinking you guys had a little issue at some point. What's your problem, Kazansky? That
Right.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
So next time, let's get the camera crew involved.
Yeah, I don't think they would let the camera crew in.
No.
Oh, sure. I know the guy. I'll ask him. Just the next time you guys have an outing, just let me know, and
Okay.
I'll see if we can work it out. It would make for great stuff. It'd be like all the hair that you had to deal with for months.
Oh,
on
yeah.
end here. Stoke.
Hairgate.
Hair go, that's right.
The Hair Witch
Project.
Yes, the Hair
Yeah.
Witch Project.
Forgot about that.
All right, so
I didn't.
No.
Steak, before you got here, I worried Stoke a little bit because I didn't have an issue. I was very confident with the Avs. I'm still confident that they're going to win the series. I like the Avs to win in 6. On Sunday, I think it was, that Jared Bednar came out and said that he was pretty confident that all the players would be available for tonight's Game 1 matchup against the Knights. But we haven't seen Cale Makar, and we'll find out in a couple hours when they go to morning skate. But my orange to yellow flag got raised when he was asked the question about how serious it is, and he said no, but then he followed up with not yet. So are you concerned at all if Cale can't go? And if he can go, what level will he be at? And can you eventually win a Stanley Cup if you lose a piece like Cale Makar?
Yeah, I mean, I still think this is the deepest team in hockey. And Cale Makar is obviously the best defenseman in hockey. He and Hughes is those two go kind of back and forth as the best defense player or best defenseman in hockey, and it hurts. I think part of the analysis over the course of the playoffs has been, hey man, to fix your power play, which they've been pretty good on the power play here in the playoffs, is Cale Makar's got to shoot. Cale Makar's he's a sniper from out there, so he's a guy that's got to be involved, and we see him every now and again go 200 feet, and get a shot off and all the different things he does. So would it hurt? Absolutely it would hurt. Are they talented enough and deep enough to overcome it? I believe that they are. But, Cale Makar is not a good player, a great player. So certainly it would hurt, Stoke.
Yeah, definitely would hurt. Hopefully we don't have to see that tonight. Hopefully he's in the lineup and he's ready to go. But if not, I'm with you, Mark. If not, I still believe that they can win this game without him, just because they're so talented and so deep. But hopefully that's not the case. That you definitely, you want him on the ice, you need him on the ice, and if you're looking to win it all, you're going to need him.
Yeah.
I think you can win this series without him. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more difficult, but to win the whole thing without him,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And my concern comes from this, because it wasn't a massive hit that he took when he left the ice in Game 5 against the Wild, but he immediately winced. So we know if you've ever hurt your shoulder, shoulders are difficult, man, because you use them for everything. So the two areas that we've been kind of alerted to, shoulder and a hip, not a great thing for a hockey player. It put a little bit of a target on his back for the Knights to kind of go after him a little bit. but he didn't shoot the puck once after he came back. And that's what you just talked about,
Right.
his ability to help out and to fire pucks at the net.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a concern. The shoulders are weird, man, because injuries are just weird. We used to always call, I don't know what you guys said about injury stuff, Stoke, but we used to call it oftentimes in the offensive line room, you got a button. So when you get tweaked, like a shoulder that's tweaked or an elbow or whatever, it's a button. It's going to get pushed. Like people, you put a button on this desk right here. It's like that commercial. Just push that button for whatever that,
The easy button?
Yeah, the easy button. It just is going to get pushed. So like if you have a hip and you have a shoulder, you can't protect it. It's going to get hit. It's going to be uncomfortable at times. But he's a hockey player. Those guys are tough, and those guys find a way to kind of grit it, tough it out, and get it done. So I don't have any doubt that he's going to play.
Yeah, but at what level does he play? That's the thing.
Yeah.
And you want him out there, of course, but not if he's not going to be shooting, if he's not going to be himself. You don't want him out there. So I'm with you. Hockey guys, they're going to play, but what level of effectiveness are we going to see from Cale Makar? Because you're hoping that you get that Cale Makar that we're used to seeing, and maybe it's not at that level, but still, he's got to have. Yes, you need him to have an impact on the game, not just be out there just skating around.
Yeah,
but you mentioned it earlier, Cello, about Vegas. I mean, they're going to try to hit him. They're going to try to rough him up. They're going to try to be physical with him. That's what you do when you see a guy that's banged up, shoulder, hip. What do? You hit him into the boards. Right? Make it a physical game, as physical as possible. That's their game plan anyway, but especially against a guy like Cale Makar with these injuries.
I mean, there's no way to really protect yourself in that sport. There's going to be contact. It's 100% certainty that you're going to get hit. That was my concern with Game 5 because it wasn't a massive hit and it was something lingering. Like I ate it on the hill a couple months back, and I think I have a rotator cuff injury. So like this is what I mean. Like you could feel good one day and then you sleep on it wrong. And to your point about it being a button, I felt good one day. I coach baseball. I go and pick up a ball. It goes 17 feet and my arm's throbbing for minutes afterwards. I just don't want it to come like you bring him back like they brought Aaron Gordon back and then you just don't get the level of play or even close to a semblance of it.
Yeah. Well, that obviously is the concern. And, and you look at it, and you look at what guys did. The last time they won a Stanley Cup, Gabe Landeskog, he's playing hurt throughout the entirety of that Stanley Cup. You look at Nichushkin, who was great in that Stanley Cup run, had the broken foot. Remember, like he took the puck to the foot, it broke his foot. They showed the picture of it. It's all bruised up. And I don't know if he's wearing a skate that's an extra size, like a size bigger or whatever, but. Like these guys understand what's on the line. I do believe he'll play. Hopefully hopefully the adrenaline takes over in these games and he's just lights out. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I think who knows what went on this past week. He might have had to get a cortisone shot, something like that to try to, get out the soreness and all those types of things, and so sometimes they don't want you skating or taking any contact for a few days before that. So that might be why we haven't seen him yet. But so hopefully today's the day.
Yeah,
that he should be out there if he's going to play tonight.
And we'll find out in a couple hours.
I will say this to Stokes' point about cortisone shots because I've had a bunch of them. Like they'll do that after they shoot up a joint. They want the medicine to sit in that joint so they don't want you moving it around. They want it kind of immobilized. So then you don't put a guy on the ice. You don't if you do that because you just want that to have the most effect without getting flushed out of that joint. You want it to sit in there for as long as possible. So that could be an answer to why you would do something like that.
Yeah, and who knows? Like sleeping, I think, is one of the most difficult things with the shoulder. So he may have been in a Barcalounger. Who knows? All right, coming up next, I have a question that I want to bounce off of Stink and Stoke because I think it goes to mentality. We saw a colossal collapse by the Cleveland Cavaliers last night, and when we're looking at Thunder versus Spurs, what is the mentality of the Denver Nuggets going forward? We'll get into that next.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere. Instant post-game reaction. Every hit, every goal, every save. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Cudarelli Vision. You know the story. I've told you guys I wore glasses all growing up. Then when I hit my 30s playing for the Broncos, had LASIK surgery, which was awesome. But when I hit my mid-50s, I started needing readers for everything that I did. That's until I went to see Dr. Cudarelli at Cudarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. Now I'm not searching for those readers. I can go read menus at the restaurant. I can look at my text, study film. I don't have to worry about being downstairs, leaving my readers upstairs. Not anymore. I had that refractive lens exchange, total game changer, guys. It can be for you as well. Cudarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's the right time for you in RLE, and he can answer all your questions like the cost, the financing, are you a good candidate, the whole 9 yards, guys. So check out Cudarelli Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. You can find out more information at ColoradoRLE.com. That's ColoradoRLE.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, I see, guys. I hear what you're doing. All these so-called solutions to stopping your hair loss. You've probably tried some of them without much success. Well, there is a way to get your hair back, same way I did, and that's with Advanced Hair Restoration. They do a quick and easy one-day hair loss solution that's completely all natural, using your own hair, put exactly where you want it. Your own hair starts regrowing the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow. No magic, no gimmicks, just real science, the latest technology, and legendary Dr. Tanya Pauls and her all-star team. It was Dr. Pauls who did my hair 20 years ago. You could not be in better hands. Back then, I had basically accepted my receding hairline was there to stay and would only get worse. And I was skeptical about whether or not this would work, but I agreed to do it, and man, am I glad I did. My hair came back, continues to grow 2 decades later. For a limited time, get a free consultation, 250 free hair grafts, and $250 off. Call 720-459-HAIR and advancehair.com. That's advancehair.com.
At AutoNation, there's no pressure, no surprises, just the keys. Now through Memorial Day, get 0% financing on your favorite new vehicles. You'll save thousands of dollars in interest alone. Drive the car you want today with 0% financing. Don't wait. Memorial Day savings end May 25th. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation dealership. Less stress, more go. Visit AutoNation.com for eligible vehicles. 0 APR for a limited term with approved credit. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit ColoradoAE.com.
Sharp criticism. Mark Schlereth a pansy. Cries for help.
Dude, wake up.
No.
I need better from you.
And a little bit of tough love.
If the truth gives you a wedgie, then you know what? Buy better underpants.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
There's a fire, call the fireman. If you're in pain, babe, call a doctor. Don't be afraid to.
Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. No Mike Evans today. Marcello Romano filling in. I have a question that I want to bounce off the fellas, but first, is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Children age 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from former Denver Broncos like Mark Schlereth and Brandon Stokley, Philip Lindsay, as well as the staff and coaches from Denver South. All proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, head to denversports.com/camp. All right, got a question to ask both you guys, and it kind of goes off of what we saw happen in New York last night. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder, how are these things happening so much more frequently than they did in the past? But there was at one point, Cleveland, I think, had a 99.9% chance to win a game, and they faltered down the stretch. So the 2 conference final games to start have been great, but I'll take it to the Western Conference Finals because Wemby got to see SGA get the MVP award right in front of his face, award that he thinks he deserved, award that he kind of campaigned for himself, thinking that he's the best player. He's said it many times that he wants to win multiple MVPs. And he goes out and puts a performance like he did on Oklahoma City, and the Spurs are up 1-0. I ask you guys this because the Denver Nuggets in their second-round matchup, first-round matchup, was it first? Yeah. Geez Louise, that was so quick. That they lose to the Timberwolves, get called out after game 2. I know your thoughts on it. You called them soft.
Yeah.
What is the mentality? And Josh Kroenke said it during his press conference that they were complacent. I don't know how you're complacent if you won a championship. It's now 3 years ago. How do you get a dog back in you? Like, and are we seeing less and less more athletes have that type of mentality?
Well, I think it's everyone's a little bit wired a little bit differently. And, you either have it or you don't. I don't think you just all of a sudden say, okay, I want to be, this type of player. But yeah, the Nuggets got called out and didn't respond. So is that going to be something that moving forward they try to, get a little tougher, get a little meaner, and get one of those types of players on the roster, or not?
Can you lose it? Like, if you don't use it, you lose it type of deal. Or, like I'm Italian among other things, and Rocky is like gospel to me. You remember Rocky 3? After Mick dies and he loses to Clubber Lang and Apollo Creed's training him is like, what's the matter with you? Like, can you get that eye of the tiger back? Like, because I think Jokic had it. Look at what he did with one of the Morris brothers when he checked him from behind. The issue he had to got into with Matt Ishbia. I think Jamal has had it. Where did it go? Can you lose it?
Well, I definitely think, depending on just how you're wired, when you kind of, if your goal, like for Jamal, for instance, and I'm not saying this is his goal, but if your goal is just to be an all-star, like, hey, I feel slighted because I'm an all-star, and you reach it, is there a certain amount of complacency that sets in? Are you like, oh, okay, good. Here's what I know. Like, you watch the Knicks play, you watch critical moments, end-of-game situation, you watch those things. I know who's going to take the game over. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. Jalen Brunson's going to take game over. That dude is flat out a dog. I mean, he just is. And then other guys feed off of that. And do you have that mentality? And it's not fabricated. It's not, every now and again. It's easy, I think, to be that dude when every shot's going down.
Mm-hmm.
But how about when your shot's not going down? Then do you all of a sudden go, well, let me defer now? Because Jalen Brunson, even if his shot's not going down, he'll get to the rim. He'll get to the foul line. He'll find a way to impact the game. And I think the Knicks have a couple of those guys on their roster. I think Hart's that way. I think Robinson's that way. I think when you watch the Knicks play basketball, there are certain guys you just know are going to play a certain way, regardless if their shot's going down or not. They're still going to have an effect on the game. And I can't say, like, watching a guy like Murray, does Murray have a huge effect on the game when his shot's not dropping?
No.
Or does he fizzle out? Right. And so, again, and Stokely's talked a bunch about this, and I just tend to agree with him, man. You gotta have at least one dude on your team that's just a bit touched. Like, you gotta have a dude that's just naturally wired that way. And I don't know the Nuggets have that guy.
Well, and I think, I think you can lose it, I mean, you can lose that edge. Certainly. I'm not saying the Nuggets have, but Jokic is that guy to a certain degree. You know, I mean, he went after Jaden McDaniels. I mean, it was after the game was pretty much over,
Yeah.
and then nobody did anything the next game. So you know, what is that really worth? But then you look at it. Okay, I think a lot of guys, you could take a cue from your coach.
Yeah.
Right. You know, your coach calls you out or gets you going and says, "Hey, we're not going to take this. You know, we got to respond a certain way to the way that they're playing us, the way that they're talking about us. You know, y'all going to let him talk about us like that?
Yeah.
Right? Your coach can be that type of person to try to get you going or get that fight in your team. And certainly Adelman didn't respond that way after Jaden McDaniels pretty much called out the Denver Nuggets for being soft on defense. And all of them, by name, being terrible on the defensive
Yeah.
side of the court.
It was very deflected. Every post-game press conference seemed that way. Even the postseason press conference seemed that way. There wasn't like accountability. It was more deflection. Yeah, but like there was always an excuse as to
Right.
why you didn't perform. When you look over at the opponent that knocked you out, everyone was out on their roster.
I just hate the you know, that's the NBA. You know,
Yeah.
it's a game of runs. It's the NBA. It's you know what? I have no problem with the way we played, but you know, you got to respond. Like, and then we're not going to get into war of words. I don't know. Get into war of words. I mean,
Yeah.
put it on your guys. You like, I'm with Stoke on that. There was a bunch of things that I think if you look back on, if you're the Denver Nuggets, and you're the management and you're the coach, I think it's always important to be reflective of what you can do better, what you've done well, what you haven't done good enough. And I think this is, hopefully it's used as an organization, a huge learning curve, what the coach needs to be, how he needs to be better, but also how our roster needs to be different. And when you get guys, I mean, you say what you want, and I'm a big fan of Christian Brown. I think that he brings energy, and I know he had the ankle or whatever, plays great defense, but man, he was deferring. He did not want to shoot the ball. He
ran out of the lane.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of that goes on that I think you have to kind of look back on, and how much is injuries. At some point, it's like the Cale Makar discussion we're having. At some point, you got to play, and you can't let if you're going to get on the court, then you're like, this was always our rule. If you're going to get on the field and you're going to take the field, if you're going to play hurt, you got to play well. That's your responsibility as a player. If you can't play well, then don't get on the field because you hurt us as a team. And so we had an internal rule when I played for the Broncos. If you step on the field, I don't care how much pain you're in. I don't care how much you hurt. You damn well better play well.
Yeah.
That was the rule. And so then you can't get through a game where you just don't play well at all, and they go, well, at the end of the series, I did have an ankle that was really bothering me. It was like the MPJ, oh, my shoulder, I couldn't even lift my arm, after the fact a year later. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
So a lot of the reason I'm asking the question is because of the tone that was set in the postseason and the postseason press conference, where if you juxtapose that with Tim Connolly spoke yesterday, we know that name here. He's basically the architect of what built a championship contender in the Denver Nuggets. He flat out said they got smacked and they have to be better in Minnesota. There's a lot of discussion about maybe Giannis or whatever. It just seemed like the accountability factor that's what I wanted to hear out of the Nuggets. And when I'm talking about tone, I bring up the question because Jason Kidd got fired yesterday. And I asked Stoke earlier, would the Nuggets even entertain it? Are they intrigued at all by that move? Not to maybe replace Adelman, but to try and get him on the phone and say, hey, he needs a sounding board. Would you be interested in taking an assistant role? That type of deal.
Yeah, it's interesting, Stoke, because I think a lot of coaches, especially first-time coaches, their first-time head coaches, benefit from having a guy that has kind of been through the fire. And I'm not saying it's Jason Kidd. It could be anybody. But I know, talking to Sean McVay, the first guy he hired once he became the head coach of the Rams, the first guy he hired was Wade Phillips. Mm-hmm. And he said, man, I needed a guy that I could rely on to operate the defense, but I could also use as a sounding board, who had been a head coach at multiple destinations, who had been kind of through those fires, had dealt with all those situations. And it was an imperative hire for me to have a guy that had been a former head coach on my staff.
Yeah, I think that would be a good move if they brought in a veteran coach to help out Adelman. So, it's going to be an interesting offseason, whether they make that type of move or not. But how do they go about building this roster? Last year we saw them make a big move with Michael Porter Jr. trade, and then what that led to, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't lead to success in the postseason, but I still thought it was a great move. And it's not we're going to do the same old with the new guys in charge, once they moved on from Calvin Booth. And, we're just going to stay the course. So I'm sure they're going to try to be really aggressive, and they're going to try to make some moves. I think they know that they have to make some moves when you're looking across the street and you see San Antonio and OKC and how young they are, how talented they are, how good they are, that, if you just think you're going to stay the course and run through the West, that's probably not going to be the case.
6 weeks ago, they were being talked about as championship contenders. I think they had the fourth best odds to win the NBA title.
Mm-hmm.
And now it feels like we are so far from that. And I don't have a lot of optimism for, yes, you want to make moves, but your hands are kind of tied a little bit with some of the contracts that you have in place, and you can't build it with youth. You're wasting more opportunities out of Jokic in his prime. I just feel like you burned another year, and going forward, I don't see Adelman doesn't pass the confetti test to me. I just don't see it, even with this roster. And Josh Kroenke said anytime you have some of the players that you have on this roster, you're in a championship window. Well, that window's closing rapidly.
Well, I don't like you could say that, but to Stokes' point, when you watch the first game of the Western Conference Finals between San Antonio and the Thunder and how electric that double overtime game was, and the youth, the athleticism that both of those teams display. I mean, you got Wemby as the defensive player of the year. The second place finisher in the defensive player of the year was Holmgren. You got the SGA, the MVP of the league, and you got a bunch of the Thunder. The Thunder can play. They can legit play 8, 9, 10 guys deep.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw the Spurs do it without Fox. So it just is you can definitely see the discrepancy between the way we are built roster-wise and the way those teams are built roster-wise.
And the Thunder only have more – they have more ammo coming. They got more picks that they can utilize on talent. So, yeah, it's not looking great. My optimism level isn't great, but it is, thank God for the Avalanche, because they open up game 1 tonight in the Western Conference Finals against the Vegas Golden Knights. So I want to play just a little bit of Nate McKinnon on talking about where they're at in the season and if it's a grind or not, and get your guys' reaction to it. Yeah, so basically what he's saying is he loves this time of year, which you want to hear about your superstar player, right? Is that at this time of the year, it's not hard anymore because you see a light at the end of the tunnel. You see that Stanley Cup trophy there that you have a possibility to go and get in your second. And then you're talking about legacy as well. He says the grind's more middle of the season, January, where we saw the lull.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it's tough. When you're looking up and you're in the middle of the season, it's like, oh, okay, let's just get to the playoffs are fun. That's what it's all about. Let's get to the playoffs. And then now you're in the Western Conference Finals, and you can see the finals right around the corner. We're right there. We finally got out of the second round. You tasted winning it all, and that's all you want. And now you finally took that next step, and you're in the Western Conference Finals. This is when it's fun, right? When you have a chance to do something special, and it's right around the corner. So yeah, this is when the game becomes fun again.
Yeah, it's interesting. As an NFL player, you get through the first 4 or 5 games of the season. I mean, it flies. And then there's that space between like middle of October through the end of November, Thanksgiving. That's the grind in the NFL. Like those are the dog days. And then all of a sudden you get through Thanksgiving, you get to December, you got 4 games left, and you're like you're looking at your playoff positioning and everything else if you're a good team. then it starts to fly again. Then it starts to move again. So what Nate's saying, I think, is 100% true. You get the playoffs, man. It is. You're fighting. It's one and done in the NFL. Obviously, they have a 7-game series, but it's one and done, and you're trying to do something special, something that cements legacy.
Well, this is actually what he said here. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it doesn't feel like a grind at all to me. I think we're all having a lot of fun, and we've been lucky enough to have a couple breaks in between series. So, the grind is more like of January, February, like those months, we're in first, and then you reset, and it's just so much fun playing. I mean, last game was probably the most fun we've all had playing hockey. This is what we get up for, so I think everyone's feeling good right now.
Boy, you can hear the fun in his voice, can't you? I mean, that guy, talk about, that dude is like Krusty the Clown. He's having so much fun up there on the podium.
I mean, but I love it out of him. But I mean, a lot was made of him swimming in the pool, last series, and the amount of expectation that he puts upon other players on his team. And I think he's been kind of hard on Marty Necas since his arrival here. Like, there's not a time where he's not afraid to kind of get in his face if he feels like he missed something. Now, to credit Necas, though, he's responded and responded well. And to win the game 5 against the Wild in the fashion that he did, where that dude wasn't even supposed to be on the ice. Necas, I'm speaking of. And then he gets that pass from, I think, Parker Kelly, and he goes, and watching it on TV was like slow motion.
Right.
But this team is just built differently, in my opinion, and it starts with Nathan McKinnon and his leadership, and Gabe Landeskog, because I think if you're going to have that hard-nosed guy, you also have to have a guy who is better at communicating, and I think Gabe Landeskog is that.
Do you like Gabe?
Love Gabe.
Okay, just making sure, because the other guy that usually does the show, Mike Evans,
I heard he's been like a massive.
He hates Gabe.
Yeah,
he hates moms. He hates Gabe.
Yeah.
What else does he hate?
He doesn't like Mike Shanahan.
I hate Mike Shanahan.
Yeah,
Mike
Shanahan.
I hate Sean Payton.
He hates Sean Payton. I hate Bednar. Yeah, that was me. That was
great player. Terrible coach.
Yeah,
hates Dion.
Yeah,
that
hates
was about Dion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
it's good to have someone on the show that actually appreciates Gabe and all that he's done and overcome.
Right.
To come back this year and everything that he does that kind of goes unnoticed, and just being the great player that he is. So,
yeah, he actually takes credit for Gabe's kind of resurgence.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
That he had to light a fire underneath him, right? By calling him a massive underachieving disappointment.
You're right, exactly.
Exactly. His words.
Yeah.
Exactly what he said.
I won't find it coincidental, though, if they do go on to accomplish their main goal and win a Stanley Cup, that it will be because he was in the locker room for a full season. I think after the injury and the amount of time that he missed, that was that missing piece, was that sounding board for McKinnon and Bednar to kind of go off of, and Gabe Landeskog. And I don't think it'll be coincidental if they are able to achieve that ultimate goal again this year.
There are always guys in every locker room, and we know that Gabe's the captain and all that kind of stuff, but there are always guys who are quote-unquote connective tissue that just kind of keep the whole the culture. They connect player to player. There's just certain guys and not always the main characters or the best players. They're just guys that connect locker rooms. And those dudes are important, whether they're captains or they're not captains, and you got to have those dudes. And it just feels like Gabe is one of those dudes that connects everybody.
Yeah, certainly he does. And they got a lot of those guys.
This is probably Saturday on your team, right? For your Indianapolis teams, probably
Saturday.
Jeff.
I mean, he was one of those guys, certainly. Jeff Saturday, the center.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton's always that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could
Who
say.
Who was yours?
Dude, Keith Burns.
Oh, yeah.
Was that dude kept us all kind of together. He was the main cog for me that tied the defense to the offense to the special team. He's just he's an absolute clown, but he's one of the best dudes. Just funny and he's just a great teammate.
Well, both of these teams have championship pedigree. I think the Knights have 12 players that were on that team that won their cup. The Avs have 11. Here's what Nate has to say about both teams and their championship pedigree.
They've done it recently, just the year after us. So, they have a lot of guys who knows what it takes. And, I can't see this being a short series. It's going to be tough, and we're ready for a, 7-gamer here.
Yeah, prepare for it, right? Get ready for a grind. And that's the mindset that you have to have right now. You don't want to think it's going to be an easy series, right, Mark? And just go into it like, okay, we're going to roll through Vegas. I mean, you got to have the mindset that it's going to be tough. It's going to be a grind, and we got to play better than we did against Minnesota and L.A.
Yeah, you certainly have to have that kind of mindset. And then anything that happens above that, if you win it in 5 or 6, great. But you got to have the mindset that this is going to be tough. And they're a really talented team. They know how to play. They're going to be physical. They're going to dump and chase and forecheck and do all the things that you do as a hockey club to try to wear down the Avalanche and take away some of that that athletic advantage that the Avalanche have just about on everybody. So there's a style with which they're going to play. That's one of the things I love. I'm a big guy, a big believer in having an identity and kind of playing to your identity and all that kind of stuff. And the Vegas Knights do that.
Yeah, I'll ask both you guys this, and you guys are both football players, so you might take issue with me saying this, but I think it's the toughest championship to win in all of professional sports.
Oh, slow down.
Yeah, Mark doesn't like that.
Slow down.
Well, and I know I said you may take issue with it, but this is me just being as a fan because of the grind that you have to go best of 7. I do a Sunday morning show with Kyle Reese, who's a football coach as well, and he believes football is the most difficult one as well. So I'm open to the discussion of it, but the grind, you should expect it from the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, it's you get in the playoffs, it's always going to be a grind. I look at the one-and-done nature of the NFL. If, it's one of those things where a team that puts together an unbelievable game plan and executes it can beat a better team. And you don't get tries 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
No redo.
Yeah, there's no redo on that. So
like, we had one bad one. Let's get them, like OKC.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get them tomorw. You can't do that in the NFL.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yep, it's over. And so that makes it, the Game 7s are great because of the one-and-done nature of Game 7s, but that's the entirety of the NFL playoffs. And, and you look back on your own career, I'm sure, Stoke, you've had a disappointing playoff loss or two.
I've had 3 or 4.
I've had an incredible, just an incredible gut punch in '96 when Jacksonville beat us, and we would have gone. Now, would we have won the Super Bowl? I don't know, but we were by far the best team in the AFC. We'd have gone to a Super Bowl and faced the Green Bay Packers in that particular that year. Because we were way better than Pittsburgh. We were way better than New England. We just were. We had one just bad moment as a football team. It cost us a championship opportunity.
If you played them 10 times, what would you guys have been? And especially that year, you probably beat them 8, 9 times, right?
We should have beat them 10 out of 10. We'd have beat them 9 times, and they just got that one day, that one game plan. Oh man, it just still kills you.
Yeah. Interesting to get your guys' perspective on it. Coming up, we will continue into the Avs Knights Game 1 preview tonight, and also some other things along the way coming up next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha. Big social brouhaha. This spring, Zach and Phil are back on the road, bringing their party to you. First stop, the Golden Triangle in Denver. May 22nd from 2 to 6 at Schoolyard Beer Garden. There was quite a brouhaha. Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here for my friends at Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. The biggest problems with your home are the ones you can't see yet. With windows, the window itself is only part of it. In Colorado, sun, temperature swings, and wind expose every weakness. Well-built window can fail if installation isn't right. The installation determines what actually lasts and protects your home. And with siding, by the time it looks bad on the outside, the real damage has already been done underneath. Moisture, expansion, contraction. In Colorado, that happens faster than most people expect. You don't see the problem until it's already a big one. That's why I trust Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, because they've been focused on what actually makes your home hold up long term. They've spent over 50 years in Denver in the Front Range. They've seen every kind of Colorado home, every kind of Colorado weather. They know what works here. And right now, you can get 25% off Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows, 20% off at James Hardy Siding. Premium products installed the right way the first time, every time. That's my friends at Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. For more information and a free consultation, hit them up at windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
The playoffs are full of surprises, buzzer beaters, comeback runs, and moments nobody saw coming. But when it comes to your facility's electrical systems, you don't want surprises. For over 40 years, Piper Electric has powered complex commercial and industrial projects, from large-scale distribution to fire alarms and preventative maintenance. Their licensed electricians help reduce downtime, control costs, and keep operations running smoothly. Got a project coming up? Don't take a bad shot. Include Piper Electric in your bid process. Visit piperelectric.com.
Well, professional athletes, they are expected to play through pain. You're not a pro athlete, although you maybe think you could have been if not for that trick knee. You're a regular dude who shouldn't have to grind your teeth every day just to deal with consistent joint pain, not when you have QC Kinetics. They've helped thousands of people around Colorado with that annoying, sometimes debilitating pain in their knees, hips, back, or shoulders. They do it with their groundbreaking regenerative treatments. It's an all-natural way to dealing with joint pain using your own body's natural healing properties applied directly to that aching joint, renewing and restoring that joint to the point you enjoy lasting relief. I want to stress, this is all natural. No drugs, no steroids, best of all, no surgery with the long recovery that comes along with it. Summertime in Colorado is the best. These treatments with QC Kinetics can get you back to hiking, biking, playing golf, playing pickleball, even something routine that you haven't been able to do, like going for a walk or playing with your kids or grandkids. Schedule your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Call 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Join Will Peterson after every one of your Stanley Cup Contenders games, live from the ice, brought to you by Smart Local 9. The Denver Sports team breaks down the sights, sounds, and emotions of every goal, exclusively online across Denver Sports socials.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
At Wrangler, we know the essential question for any guy is, can I go like this? It could be date night, boys' night, work, or your nephew's school play. It could be anything. And the last thing you want to do is change. That's why Wrangler makes jeans, shirts, jackets, and tees that answer yes to life's essential question. You can go in Wrangler. Check out our latest styles today at Wrangler.com. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
No tax returns, no W-2s, no kidding. We have expanded our guidelines to help even more people qualify for a loan to buy a home or save money on one they already own. Call U.S. Mortgages at 303-LOW-RATE.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
I've got to tell you about Schomp Honda. If you're looking for an SUV that can handle Colorado, check out the new 2026 Honda CR-V. It's comfortable, capable, and perfect for everything from your daily drive to weekend getaways. Right now, Schomp Honda has the largest inventory since before COVID, so you've got more options than ever. And I love this. Schomp Honda does things differently. Their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy means a fair price up front and way less time at the dealership. They never charge dealer handling fees.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. KKFN and KKFN HD1, Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Music history.
I've now baptized you in the glory of Led Zeppelin.
Brutal honesty.
Today's just been a bad day for you, Mike. I don't know how else to put it.
And some questionable taste.
I do not heat up leftovers.
Oh, my
I only eat
God.
leftovers cold.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Back in Stokley and Evans, Mark Schlereth. No Mike Evans today. Marcello Romano sitting in. We are previewing Game 1, Western Conference Finals, Avs versus Golden Knights. We've had plenty of time. They've had a long enough break for us to kind of break everything down. I think all three of us are pretty confident about the Avalanche and their prospects of winning tonight, but overall winning the series. There are a few things that I brought up as a concern, and I'm hopeful that I'm wrong, but I am starting to be a little bit concerned that you may have to hit the ice tonight without Cale Makar. Now that, let me put a percentage on it. It's like 8 to 10% concern. So I didn't mean to freak you out earlier, but
you did. You just kind of came out of the blue with that. I just assumed that he was going to be available. Last series he was available. I know he got banged up. So now you had a lot of time off. I'm just assuming, he's a hockey player. He's going to show up. He's going to play. So, I mean, not having him in the lineup would certainly, it's not a good thing. It's certainly going to hurt the Avs and be a positive for Vegas. But I still think they can win the game without him in the lineup. But I'm hoping that he's in the lineup and that they're just resting him right now for whatever reason and getting him ready to go for tonight.
Yeah, I assume he's going to play. Even if he doesn't play, I still think the Avs win. But he certainly is a huge chess piece in this matchup. I don't know, like you're a big Avs fan. I can tell by all the Avs gear you're wearing.
Looking good today, by the way. Got a nice hat on, like little.
I like that jacket.
New era hat and a jacket. All over.
Cello. Yeah, cello with your with your. What do you think about the tandem goalie, and is it time just to have Wedgwood?
And that was going to be my next question, because for concerns going into the series, it's Cale Makar, number one, the health of Cale Makar, because I think the series could ultimately hinge upon that. But number two is the jostling of goaltenders that we saw in round 2 against the Wild. I'm team Wedgwood, man. I think Wedgie's earned that right to be the guy. It just seems like that's been the narrative that Jared Bednar's been pushing all season. Like, even though we're going into a postseason, we use two guys all throughout the regular season, and we're going to – it seems like he's going to continue to do so. But I'm more of like, at this point of the year, why would we not just do it? But let's hear it from the horse's mouth himself. This is Jared Bednar on now not just him, but multiple teams using multiple goalies in the playoffs.
I think it's parity within your tandem. I mean, there's not too many Andrei Vasilevskys out there, right? Number one. And it's, the comfort of sort of repeating what you've done in the regular season. If you've got into the playoffs, you've been a good team. If you've advanced in the playoffs, you've been a good team. And if you've used both guys the whole way in order to get you there, then I think, there, to a certain extent, you might need both guys to keep advancing.
Yeah, I mean, I know what he's saying, but at the same time, you have to be flexible with what you're seeing and be able to adjust on the fly. And right now, it's definitely Wedgwood. You tried Blackwood, and it just didn't work out last game. So how do you go back to him now? It's obvious who the better goalie has been. And I know what you did during the regular season, but if one guy's playing so much better than the other guy and performing a lot better, how do you continue to turn back to the other guy and put the guy that's been playing well on the bench in the play? This is a playoffs.
Yeah,
I know what you did in the regular season doesn't matter. You had a lot of success doing it, but right now it looks like the formula, Mark, has got to be just going with Wedgwood until I guess he proves that he can't handle it.
Yeah, even if Wedgwood had a bad game in this series, and let's say he had a bad game, they pull him. I still think that he comes back out the following game as your starting goaltender. I just think that he has played so much better. The other thing that scares me about Blackwood, and we've had this conversation a bunch, is that when it goes bad for him, man, he looks right. He gets rattled, and it looks rattled. Like they shot into that game in Minnesota when they're down 3-0 into his face mask, man, and he just looked rattled. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel the same way about Wedgie. I just am more confident in who he is, what he does, his ability to respond, maybe to a bad or a soft goal. I just think he's your guy going forward. Obviously, if it doesn't work out, you're going to make that change, and you feel pretty good about the guy you got behind him. But I think it's Wedgie's, crease from here on forward.
When does it become an issue with inside the locker room? And I'll ask both you guys that played professionally. Like, did you ever have a belief, like, for example, like when, I mean, you lived it, when Brian Greasy was inserted as a starter, or like does it filter down to the guys in the locker room going, we don't have full belief in that guy like we do the other guy? And when does that become a problem, certainly in a postseason run?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, my thought process was, if you're changing the quarterback out, whatever the case may be, it doesn't really matter that much to me. I got to go do my job, right? I have to do my thing, and so I can't be worrying about who they're putting in at quarterback. That's not my job, right? And so if I start concerning myself with that, I'm going to believe in whoever they put behind the center, and let's go out there and let's have success. So I think when you start getting concerned with doing something other than your job, then you're not going to do your job well. And that's the coach's job. That's his decision. Let him make the decision. I'm going to support whoever's back there, and like I said, try to do my job at a high level.
But certainly you'd have a preference, right? Like,
sure.
If you just know you've gone to battle with a guy, or you practice with, and you just have maybe better chemistry with, or something, or just a belief in general.
Sure, I think that's always the case. I think to Stokes' point, though, you're not paid to make those decisions, and sometimes forest through the trees, you don't see the big picture. You don't know necessarily what limits that particular guy, or what limit. Like, for instance, there's certain things in an offense, regardless of the position, like regardless if it's quarterback or receiver, there's certain things we can't run because this guy can't do those things. And ultimately, like, this other dude can operate everything, right? He may be behind the veteran quarterback, but we can see, as a coaching staff, we can see our potential to grow exponentially as an offense if we're going to have to take the short-term pain for the long-term gain. And as a player, oftentimes you don't see that because you're not in those meetings, you're in your meetings, right?
Yeah.
So you do have to have a certain amount of faith in the guy that's in charge, the guy that's calling the shots.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Avs, I mean, I'm sure the guys prefer one goalie over another, but that's not going to change how they go out there and compete and perform and play, so you're just going to ride with whoever your coach says is in the net, or whoever your coach says is under center, and try to, do your job at a high level ultimately. So I'm sure everyone prefers a certain guy, and if you're the Avs right now, I'm sure most of those guys probably believe in Wedgwood more than Blackwood. But if Bednar puts Blackwood in there, I mean, are they not going to play hard now? I mean, that's not going to be the case. So, it is what it is. That's not your job as a player. That's the head coach's job. So you ride with whatever his decision is and make the most out of it.
Yeah, and to be fair to Bednar, like he said, he would have pulled more players if he could. You obviously can't do that. In both of those instances that happened, the team in front of them were not playing well. In Game 3 and in Game 5 the other night, which they were able to come back and win from. But it goes back to the age-old adage, if you have two, you don't have one. But this team has been built so differently, and the depth that they have, say they don't have Cale Makar for a game or two this series. Say you have to go to Blackwood. It's just built differently. So this is Jared Bednar on dealing with so many new faces on the roster over the last 2 seasons.
Well, I mean, part of it is, trying to make our team incrementally better throughout the course of the season. So I think sometimes you're going to see that. There's challenges with that. Different this year, I think, than last year. Like, we had a lot of players at the deadline, so you have a smaller window to get guys kind of integrated in your system and feeling comfortable. And sometimes, depending on the player and his experience level and how long he's been where he was before, there's different habits and structural things that you need to adjust on our team and new team. This year we were able to grow with those guys for quite some time, even though there's lots of new players. There was less additions at the deadline, and a guy like Naz comes in and he's really familiar with the way we play. So I feel like this year it's been an easier process, even though there's lots of new guys.
I look at it this way: was it an excuse last year? Was it a built-in excuse that because of the overhaul of the roster, they completely changed out the goaltending room in December of last year, and then all the additions you brought in with the Rantanen trade and so on and so forth? Was it an excuse that you didn't have a large enough runway to build that chemistry, and that's why you fell short last year? And this year being a little bit different, that you didn't have as many moves, but you had impactful players show up. You saw 2 of them the other night. Was it an excuse that they fell short because they didn't have it? And now, looking at it, how it's built this season, you can't ask for your organization to do much more for you than what the Avs have provided them.
Yeah, there is no question. Their players are great, and they've been incredibly impactful. Waugh's been impactful. Naz has been incredibly impactful. Like, they've got a bunch of guys. I just don't think there's, like, the chemistry and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to win. It's hard to put, it's hard to get in the playoffs and win in the playoffs. I mean, so sure, you could use it as an excuse. You can look at it and say, hey, we didn't have enough time together or whatever. But bottom line is they made additions that are a couple of big-time additions that have really impacted this team, and they've got unbelievable depth. And that was shown in this Wild series where they lost a couple of guys. They didn't have a Lehkonen, and they didn't have what was it, Mizlinski? Yeah, they didn't have those guys, and other guys stepped up that didn't get to play in the first year. So there's a lot of that goes on.
I mean, is it ideal last year, to have all those moves and those changes? No, but you brought in veteran guys. You brought in guys that, know how to get it done. So, no, there's no excuse for what happened last year. So, obviously, this year they feel a little bit more comfortable. And is it ideal to have moving parts and trying to get guys to feel comfortable and be on the same page, midway through a season at the trade deadline? No, it's not. But they decided to make those moves, and it is what it is. But this year, obviously, it's been much better. And, you're 4 wins away from making the Stanley Cup Finals. And the team, they look like they have good chemistry on and off the ice. And they certainly have the talent to get it done. So, no excuses. It's just part of it. You just got to adapt. And especially when you make the moves that they've made the last couple of years.
We say a lot of things on the outside looking in that you guys, when you were playing, with the expectation of winning, with what the organization has provided for you and giving you basically every piece other than having like a dominant goaltender like a Hellebuck or a Vasilevsky, like that type of deal, you've been provided it. And now you're expected to win. And you guys have both been on teams where that was the expectation. How do you guys deal with that as athletes? Is it just outside noise literally that you don't hear? Or is it add that type of pressure that we think it does from the outside looking in?
Well, I think, you just try to block it all out, not pay attention to what's being said from on the outside. And you just focus on your team and what's going on and get off the social media, get off the, the internet and just focus on what you have to do. And if not, can it impact you? Yeah, what people are saying on the outside, certainly it can. So, but I think the best way to do it is just remove it from, what you're looking at and just focus on what you have to do. So I think that's a good thing about the Avs. They got a veteran team that has been there and done that, and a team that's been together. A lot of them been together for a long time. So I'm not worried about them and what's going on and being said on the outside impacting them.
Yeah, I'm not either. I mean, I didn't live in a time with social media when I played, so I wasn't worried about. But I never was worried about what anybody else said about us or me or whatever. It didn't impact me. The internal pressure came from myself. Like I knew how good our team was. I was going to always put pressure to get my job done and not to cost my team a chance to win. So there's always going to be that pressure. And, when you're the best team in football or the best team in hockey or whatever, like the Avs are, or like we were back in the day, yeah, there's some internal pressure. You have expectations. You expect to go out and win every game.
I want to transition a little bit, the discussion off of, because I find it interesting that both the teams that call Ball Arena home, it seems, well, they're led by the same ownership group. It seems like the front offices are just a bit different. I brought up the Nuggets and listening to teams take it. That press conference that the Denver Nuggets had seemed very deflective to me. It didn't seem very accountable. And I brought up Tim Connolly, which is a name super familiar here, as he's one of the architects of the Denver Nuggets winning that championship. This is Tim Connolly after his postseason press conference in Minnesota.
You built a team that could beat Denver, and it has. Has that goal now changed with what's happened in the West?
Yeah, we didn't build a team to beat anybody in particular. The matchups are all challenging. When you get to the playoffs, I think it's as matchup dependent and certainly injury dependent as anything else. I think the equation changes when you see the two teams playing the Western Conference right now and how good they are. We got smacked by Oklahoma City last year. We got smacked by San Antonio, and we know they're teams that we have to. The gold standard, you mentioned Denver, they're a world champion team and have the best player in the world. So we know our competition is not going to sit still, and nor will we.
And then you follow it up with Josh Kroenke when being asked similar type of questions at their postseason press conference, and then just listen to the difference in tone.
Winning as many games as possible. I mean, I don't know how you answer that question and define it in like a binary term. What does success look like? Success takes on a lot of different forms, but I mean, I think that, when Nicola's on your team, you're a championship level organization, and that's what you're striving for each and every year. What does success look like? Winning as many games as possible and competing for championships every year.
Now, Connolly sounds like a guy who has a plan. The other one is when we left the Nuggets, it was, we may run it back. We may make overhaul changes. Like, what is this? I'm talking about for Nikola Jokic to be in the conversation of being one of the best of all time, it includes championships, not just one.
Well, certainly you'd like to win more than one, if you want to be in that conversation. It's a hard thing to do. And I think, it's hard to go up there and say, you're going to make all these moves when you just don't know. I mean, the season's not even over for these teams. Right? You don't know the landscape of what it's going to look like at the end of the season when it comes to trading some of your guys. It might be difficult to trade them and move some of these guys. So, you might be in a situation where you have to kind of run it back for the most part. So I don't mind. I didn't mind the press conference at all because you really don't know what it's going to look like when the season's over and you start looking at moving some of these guys or what your roster is how it's going to take shape because you don't know the value of some of your players and what you could get in return for them.
Yeah, I think that there's part of that you want to keep it all close to the vest because you don't want to be like, oh, yeah, we're so disappointed this guy stinks and we're going to move him and cost yourself value. So you want to keep the value as high as possible on your guys, and yeah, I didn't look at that like a lack of organizational structure or knowing what we want. I'm with Stoke. I don't think they really know what this offseason is going to look like and what the value of certain guys are and who they could move and who they need to keep, and so they are a good Western Conference team. I think what you have to also keep in mind is, man, you look at San Antonio, look at the Thunder. I mean, they have done a remarkable job of building their organizations through the draft and, and not being very good for a time and finding a way to get the best players and develop those guys. So, I mean, are you like one thing the Nuggets haven't really been able to do because they've had it kind of the best player in basketball. They've been like, and Malone wasn't a real let me develop some young guys and play some young guys. They haven't really been in that world of. I mean, how many young guys did we have playing for us this year? Strother's still not really playing.
Yeah,
nobody's really playing. And then you look at San Antonio, you look at Harper, you look at some of the young guys they have playing. You look at what Presti has done in Oklahoma City with all the young dudes on their roster, all the guys they roll through. It's just different.
I think it's maybe I have a problem with it because it's like it didn't seem like there was a desperation, and he used the word complacency a lot. And it seems like what I meant by using those two clips is that Connolly seems like he's action forward. Something's going to happen. And I don't want to waste Nikola Jokic's prime without winning another championship, which we're blessed to have. I never thought growing up as a Nuggets fan that I'd ever say Nuggets are world champions. And I heard you say it the other day that who cares that Nikola Jokic was runner-up, for the sixth straight time. And Zach Bye made a big point about it. Only Bill Russell and I think Larry Bird or something are on that list. But maybe if he gets 4 or 5 more of those.
Wow.
Oh,
juicy.
Shallow.
Did I do it right?
Yeah.
You did great.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah,
We
he
just
just needs
gotta
4 or
play
5 more second place finishes, and we'll be good.
Damn.
Man. That's good.
Well done. But I think the question is, no matter what they do, can they do enough? Can you actually do enough this offseason to be better than San Antonio or OKC?
I don't know if you can. That's my concern.
So what do you that's a problem. I mean, you're looking up at 2 teams that are just going to get better, right? They're not old, they're young, they're very talented. They got a bench, they have depth, they have everything that you want. And, so can you as a Nuggets organization do enough to take a big enough step forward to be in the conversation of being a better team than those 2 teams in front of you right now? I just don't know if you can do that. Now, sports, we don't know how sports is crazy, right? We don't know how a basketball season is going to go. Injuries happen. I mean, we saw that, a couple years ago with Tatum going down. All of a sudden, how that changed the Celtics season in the playoffs. Halliburton rips his Achilles up last year in the playoffs. So things can happen throughout the course of the season that can change your direction really quickly, injuries, etc. But with just looking at it on paper, you have to ask yourself, this offseason, we're talking about making big moves, but, will it really help you to make up that much ground on those 2 teams?
Well, you can play as much fantasy basketball as you'd like. I think the problem for Nuggets Nation is you have to take the reality pill with it. Like, yeah, hell yeah, I'd love to have Giannis here. What's the reality though? It doesn't look likely. And for you to stay in contention with those 2 teams who are only going to get better, Wemby's 22 years old.
Yeah,
a complete freak of nature. Like I saw it with my own eyes at Ball Arena. The dude just changes a game, and he's got that dog that you mentioned earlier. So it's how much can you do, and if you run it back, will you be satisfied with basically understanding you're 3rd or 4th just to start?
Yeah, I compared the Nuggets to the Packers in that they're a dynasty that Packers were a dynasty that never was. I mean, you had Brett Favre, you won 1 championship. You had Aaron Rodgers win 4 or 5 MVPs, and you had one championship.
And only got to 1 Super Bowl.
Right, only got to 1 Super Bowl. So there is that aspect of I look at Nikola Jokic, everybody had, I mean, it's just consensus. He's the best player in the world. If you come away with this run with the best player in the world, and he was the best player in the world for, 7-8 years during the course of his career, and you come away with 1 championship, man, it's great because it's the Nuggets, but it'd be an incredible disappointment.
Well, we keep saying best player in the world for 7 or 8 years. I mean, he hasn't won an MVP, still? Right? I mean, other people have won MVPs over him, and I get it's voted on. We love our guy, but there's a lot of other great players.
Right.
When you look at Wemby, when you look at SGA.
In Conley's press conference, he just called him.
Well, he's the one that drafted him.
Yeah.
So, of course he is.
He gave him more of an endorsement than Michael Malone did.
Ooh. Yeah, that's
this
right.
season on ESPN, right? All right. Well, we don't want to be Debbie Downers on this Wednesday because the Avalanche take on the Knights tonight in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Back into that next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain, worried about needing surgery? How about taking all those habit-forming medications? Well, my guys at Spine One specialize in treatments that offer alternatives to major surgery, long-term medication. Here's the best part. You can do what I did. Start your journey toward pain-free today. They're a phone call away. 303-367-2225. Same-day appointments, 303-367-BACK. They're a complete medical center. They've got exams, MRIs. I was in the MRI tube yesterday, guys. Physical therapy, treatment options, all in one facility. And who knows? I mean, you don't have to drive all over town. They're going to educate you on what's going on and then give you treatment options to get you out of pain. I'm telling you what, guys, changed my life. I suffered with excruciating low back pain for decades. A couple of short visits with my guys at Spine One. I was doing things I hadn't done in quite some time. I was back in the gym, playing golf again, most importantly, sleeping through the night. So if that sounds like you guys, you don't want to live that way any longer, you want to check yourself back into life, get your life back, call them. 303-367-2225, 303-367-BACK, or as always, you can find them online at spine1.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code SHOT to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Now that it's nice outside, I can't wait to spend time at my favorite outdoor oasis right in my own backyard. With my custom built-in grill island, comfy patio furniture, and blazing fire pit from O.W. Lee, I may never want to leave. Hi, this is Keith Lair with Lair Fireplace and Patio to let you know that we'd love to help you create your very own outdoor oasis in your backyard. Lair's offers the widest variety of top-quality O.W. Lee furniture and fire pits. With a great selection of in-stock items along with our custom ordering process, you can choose the exact style and color that will make your patio sizzle this summer. Lair's also sells the top names in quality barbecue grills and accessories to help you create an outdoor kitchen that will be the envy of your neighborhood. Lair Fireplace and Patio is Denver's oldest, most trusted name in barbecues and outdoor furniture. Family owned and operated since 1954. Go to LairFireplacePatio.com and see why O.W. Lee is the most sought after name in quality outdoor furniture and fire pits. That's Lair Fireplace and Patio, Denver's outdoor room experts.
Visit any of Lair Fireplace and Patio's beautiful showrooms.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
self-appointed nicknames,
Obviously, I am the hockey guy at this station.
grammar lessons,
High five, Fama Jamma.
and Oscar-worthy impressions.
My version was get off my plane.
Okay.
Yours was
Get off my plane. It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Back in as Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Marcello Romano filling in for Mike Evans today. Listen to this. Day at the Lake. Summer is calling. We're sending you to Lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. Here's what you get. 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, Bluetooth speaker, and a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler. How do you enter? Good question. Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. All right, fellas, we talked about Kale. We talked about the goaltenders. We talked about the depth. We haven't talked much about Vegas and what they're going to present, what problems they'll present in the players. Mitch Marner's playing great right now for Vegas. Eichel's another great, young talent. When you look over at that squad, and we've talked about their depth and their championship pedigree, it's the one thing that you're going to be looking at. Is it a goaltender? Is it Hart? Is it one of those two guys? Because Marner's on an unbelievable tear right now.
I look at the way they're just the style with which they play, and go back to a couple of years ago when the Avs were up 2-0, right, and we're up in the third period and ended up losing 4 straight games to them. Just kind of the physicality, how they get you into their game. That's and I don't know enough about them. I haven't studied them enough to really have a huge opinion on them. I just know they're going to play a physical style. And that's, they're big, they're physical, and they try to wear on you. They try to play that body blow game type of thing to slow you down. And that's kind of who the Vegas Knights are. And so how you respond to that, how you play against that, is really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I think Mark's all over it. And then you look at the changes that they made this year and putting a goalie in that gets hot. And then the change at the coaching position. And what that's done for this team. And so, their goalie is playing well right now, and you just, you all of a sudden they found something, and you could tell they're a confident team. So sometimes you make a change here or there, and then you're a completely different team than maybe you were in the middle of the season.
Yeah, and this is you bring up the coach, and we've talked about Bednar. I'll ask you guys, I guess, an interesting question after this, but this is Bednar on what it is about Tortorella that has allowed Vegas to get to the conference final.
I kind of answered this the other day. I think it's a veteran group, been around, lots of guys have won there, good mix between older guys and younger guys that are making an impact on their team. And I think it's Torts' people skills. That's what it is. He has a reputation of driving the best out of all of his guys and his teams. And you got a team that's won before and they're hungry to win. So at this point in the season and down the stretch run and into playoffs, they're doing whatever it takes. And Torts is a guy that knows exactly what it takes.
Tell Bednar. Just love listening to that dude talk. I'll ask you the question that my producer asked me on my Sunday show. If Jared Bednar is able to win another Stanley Cup championship, does that put him at number 2 all-time coaches in this city?
Ooh.
Because who would you put number 1?
Number 1 was Mike Shannon.
Yeah, dude. 100%, right? But if Bednar, no one else has multiple championships here, am I right? So if you're able to secure another one, does that automatically slam him up to that number 2 spot?
Who was the Avs coach when they won the previous ones?
Bob Hartley and Mark Crawford.
Okay.
But I think they both only got to the Cup final. Yeah, to the Cup final one. They both won one. You have Michael Malone that you could put in the conversation. And then it's kind of cool because after those two guys, who else would be up on that Mount Rushmore of Denver sports coaches in history?
Wow. I mean,
Hurdle.
You put
the Colorado Rockies went to a World Series. Just
crazy as
just
that
say that out loud. That sounds ridiculous, considering where they've been here the last 6-7 years. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously Bednar would be, if you won another championship, you went to another cup, win another championship, you'd have to be second line behind Shanahan.
I look at Kubiak. You look at Kubiak and what he was able to do with that team and take it across the finish line with Peyton Manning. And, I mean, are we just counting championships? Or are we counting, how they did it and the fashion that they did it? But certainly, yeah, no, he would be in that conversation. I mean, I think you could have a debate, but, with what Kubiak came into, the pressure that he had on him, replacing John Fox, having Peyton Manning, and figuring out that season, and then being able to take that team across the finish line, and then you go back to his playing time here and being a part of, obviously, the Broncos organization. I think Kubiak, you have to put him up there. Now, his run wasn't a long run, obviously, as a head coach, but that year that they were able to do it and win it all, that wasn't an easy thing to do.
But that's fair if you look at the career, because he was your offensive coordinator, right?
Sure.
Coobs,
yeah.
So
that's
he
right.
He had those championships that are underneath his belt as well. Johnny just said, how about Bill McCartney? Is he on that list? There's guys that are going to be in the discussion. I think Sonny Lubick belongs in the discussion just because he brought CSU from nothing to a top 25 team, kind of perennial before it.
Look at what they've done at DU hockey.
Yeah,
10. What is it now? 10 national championships.
I think 11.
11.
Yeah,
it's insane. So yeah,
Well, you'd have to put Bill McCartney up there and what he did at CU in that run that he had. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting question. You guys, your reaction to it was very similar to mine. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, man, if he wins another championship, I think he automatically kind of punches that ticket. But he's got a lot of work to do to still get that done, and that starts tonight against the Knights. Here's Nathan McKinnon going up against Jack Eichel for the first time in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's one of the best players in the league, going to be extremely challenging. He's a two-way force out there, big, strong guy. Yeah, it's going to be definitely a team effort, to take away time and space. But, he's going to create. He's just that good. Hopefully we can limit it.
How much motivation did Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Devon Taves, the guys who are members of Team Canada, get from losing that gold medal game against the U.S.? And is that something that can inspire? He doesn't want to have another disappointment this year. We don't want another plushie incident.
No, we don't want a Beanie Baby deal. No, I don't think it has anything to do with it, honestly. I mean, it's two totally different things. I mean, obviously you don't want to be disappointed, but do you think they're more motivated now to win the Stanley Cup Finals because they lost, in the Olympics? I don't think so. I think even if they won in the Olympics, they would still be very motivated to, do it again because they've been here. They've been here and done it, and you want that feeling again. So I don't think it has anything to do, or I don't think it's on their mind at all, or any extra motivation because of how the Olympics went for the Canadians.
The reason I asked that is that you brought up 2012. You still don't like talking about that team. Or
do you like talking about bad things in your life that have scarred you and that wake you up at 2:00 in the morning and gives you nightmares? I mean, I don't know. Am I the weird one here?
No, but if you had another shot at it, say you were able to play 2 months after for another championship, knowing that feeling. That's why I'm asking the question. I felt that. I hate that. I'm not going to let it happen again.
Yeah, but it's different teams.
Right?
They're part of a different team. I mean, would it give me extra motivation? I don't think so. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words now. Just bringing up bad, PTSD stuff and things that have scarred me.
Dude, I'm killing it. I did all right with the Zach By thing, but I've put worry into him now about the Avalanche, and now I'm bringing up PTSD stuff.
I don't think guys that, Makar and McKinnon and all those, I don't think they think at all about, those two things are separate events. It's playing for your country versus, playing for your team. It just is different. And I don't think you sit there and go, ooh, Eichels was born in Massachusetts, and I mean, you're just trying to win. I don't think you think about it.
It's totally. I mean, this is a 7-game series, and Olympics is different, and so I think it's two totally different things. Now, you don't want you never want to lose. You don't want that feeling because they know how it feels. But I don't think it's because you lost in the Olympics.
Gotcha. All right, well, coming up next, we're going to change gears. Kay Adams was at it again. She had Garrett Bowles on her podcast. We'll get that sound and get the guy's reaction coming up.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who play the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokley, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado, so your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. The biggest problems with your homes are the ones you can't see yet. With windows, it's the window itself is only part of it. In Colorado, the sun, the temperature swings, the wind expose every single weakness. Even a well-built window can fail if installation isn't right. The installation determines what actually lasts and protects your home. And with siding, by the time it looks bad on the outside, the real damage already done underneath. Moisture, expansion, contraction. In Colorado, that happens faster than most people expect. You don't see the problem until it's already a big one. That's why I trust Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, because they focus on what actually makes your home hold up long term. They've spent over 50 years serving Denver and the Front Range. They've seen every kind of Colorado home, every kind of weather. They know what works here. Right now, you get 25% off the toughest windows on the market. That's Infinity by Marvin Windows, and 20% off at James Hardy Siding. Premium products installed the right way the first time, every time, to make sure your home is going to last. Check them out for a free consultation at windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Colorado Fat Loss. They reached out to me about 9 weeks ago, said, hey, are you interested in losing some weight? And I said, yes, I'm fat. I want to lose some weight. And I tell you what, I'm so glad that I did. One, I love the app, right? You monitor everything, daily weight, what you eat. It even rejects foods you put on there if they're not on the prescribed plan. They use a doctor-developed program that helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days, safe and naturally, without injections, no GLPs, GLP-1s, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. I'm down 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, and it was easy, guys. They use real food to reset your metabolism, stuff that you buy at the grocery store, not boxed food that's sent to your doorstep, right? It's real protein, it's chicken, it's fish, it's beef, it's vegetables, it's fruit, and it resets your metabolism, gets you burning fat, not muscle, controls your hunger and cravings. Like I said, down 30 pounds in just 8 weeks. It was easy, guys. So check it out. If you want safe, affordable, sustainable alternative to weight loss injections, go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com.
Pay what Ford and Lincoln employees pay at Siltahar Motors. Hundreds of new 2025 and 2026 vehicles, all at employee pricing. Savings of thousands off sticker, no negotiating, no games. The price is the price. Siltahar's been family-owned for 66 years, 4 dealerships under one roof, and a reputation built on neighbors taking care of neighbors. Shop hundreds of vehicles with employee pricing at sthmotors.com. Find yours before they're gone. Highway 36 in Wadsworth, Siltahar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Water is essential to life.
Humans are 60% water.
Water carved the Grand Canyon and it pummels boulders into sand.
But a little water leak in your roof can cause mold and deterioration of your home.
Let Denver Roof Pros stay on top of your roof with our preventative roof service plans to prolong your roof's life and protect your home and the people you love.
Check it out at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code SHOT to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Listener appreciation.
Our RamosLaw.com texters always answer the bell.
Mentorship.
You can't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. And words of wisdom.
Don't let my confidence offend your insecurity.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, back in, and Kay Adams, who might be the truth serum to the Denver Broncos organization, it certainly is with Sean Payton, had Garrett Bowles on her podcast yesterday, and a lot of the discussion was about the switch to go from Sean Payton being the play caller and giving those duties and responsibilities over to Davis Webb, and here's what he had to say.
To be able to have a coach that understands the game, but not like the old school game. I'm talking about this newest game that we played. Obviously, I was in the league when he was in the league, and now he can take what he's learned through so many different coaches and so many different offenses and find out what's best for him. And he's so smart with the X's and O's. And, to have a younger guy like that on the coaching staff that understands how we feel and our emotions and our ups and downs, he can control all that and put us in the best situations. And he's not afraid to drop everything on the line and let it rip. And that's what we need. We want that confidence.
What do you take out of that, Stink? As far as going from the old school game to this newer game they're playing now. And then I think one of the parts of his comment that I took the most out of was that he's not afraid to let it rip.
Yeah, I don't make a lot. The new school game, the old school game, it ultimately, there are a few things that are different. When you talk about what we do in the NFL in today's game with some of the RPO stuff, some of the quarterback designed run stuff, some of that stuff that part is the new school, or formationally how much spread offense we're in, how much gun we're in, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, nothing has really changed. You're still running the same plays, the same route combinations, and everything else. That stuff hasn't changed very much. But the letting it rip part, like pushing it down the football field, being aggressive.
Is that weird to hear an offensive lineman say that, given because you guys were road graders? You did the job. We ran the football very well during your tenure here. Is it weird for an offensive lineman to say, "Yeah, I want to see him let it rip"?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. I take it all kind of with a grain of salt. Because you're in these interviews and that. Those things are, I think, oftentimes cliche, but you watch the offenses that have the most balance that win in the playoffs. most of the teams run the ball a significant amount of time. Most of the teams that are in the playoffs, that have success in the playoffs, are under center a bunch. Comparing to the rest of the league, they'll be the top 10 teams that are under center. 6 of them are going deep in the playoffs. So there's some old school aspects that to me function well in today's game. That will never change. But you like the fourth downs, how much we go for it on fourth down, all those different things are part of this kind of new school mentality, if you will. I probably didn't go for it on fourth down in my whole career. I was thinking about it the other day, a handful of times.
Yeah, no, the mindset has changed, analytics and how aggressive coaches are now, a lot more aggressive now. But, it sounds great. It always sounds, let it rip. Let's be aggressive offense. We're going to be throwing the football all around the yard, and we're going to be very aggressive, getting the football down the football field and taking some chances. And, but, in reality, is it good? Is it good for your football team? Everybody wants to be explosive and take shots down the field, but how is your football team wired and how are they built? So I think the Broncos are built more to do that this year than they were last year with a guy like Waddle and his explosiveness and the things that he can do. Certainly you're going to want to take some shots with him and be aggressive with him, but ultimately just be careful what you wish for. To Mark's point, it's still about blocking, still about running the football, run game, and finding the right time to be aggressive. So I think with a guy like Davis Webb, and we don't know his style and what it's going to look like. And we also got to remember, Mark, that, wasn't that bad under Sean Payton. Right? I mean, they had a lot of success. 14-3 last year. I mean, I get the offense wasn't great, but it was good enough. And sometimes, you call plays and design and come up with game plans based on what's best for your team to win football games and be successful, not what's best for your offense to try to score 40 points, and they did a great job of that. So it's a different perspective now with a different set of eyes and a different thought on what's going to be successful for the Broncos offense now with Davis Webb. But, it always sounds good on the chalkboard, and when you say, let's let it rip.
Right.
Let's be aggressive. Throw the ball down the football field. It sounds great, but that doesn't mean it's going to work out great.
I bet you if you looked at Jalen Waddle's big plays, his explosive plays, and I've done a bunch of Miami games, and I've done a bunch of Jalen Waddle games, I bet you the majority of the balls he catches are within 10 to 12 yards of the line of scrimmage.
And he just takes it.
On rail. He is on rails. The dude is a great route runner. And they're like little drift routes or shallow crosses where he catches it in stride at 12 yards and then just turns a corner and outruns people. And it's I bet you 70% of the balls that become explosive touchdowns are caught within 12 yards of the line of scrimmage.
I think he's going to really help the Broncos out this
huge,
year.
Huge.
And the things that he can bring to the table, he can play inside, he can play outside, and just he has that explosiveness that no one else has for the Broncos. So he's going to be a difference maker, and so that's going to end up being a great move for the Broncos. You're talking about the 30th pick in the draft for a guy like that. A proven player. You're not guessing if he's going to be any good. He's going to be an instant impact player this year.
And he's, 27?
Young guy, yep.
27. I mean, just entering his prime and has had multiple 1,000-yard seasons. He had a 1,000-yard season as a rookie without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So he's a big-time player.
Yeah, so all of this kind of stems from the fact that Sean Payton has relinquished the play-calling duties, and all the reports or predictions are that Davis Webb's super smart, and we're going to see it play out. I do think it's interesting, Stoke, that you say careful for what you wish for, because we just don't know. And so we'll get into more of that discussion about what Sean Payton had to do to relinquish those duties to Davis Webb. But coming up next, there is a report that could lend some information about Cale Makar and his availability tonight as the Avs take on the Knights in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere. Instant post-game reaction. Every hit, every goal, every save. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Cutarelli Vision. Now, as you know, guys, I wore glasses all growing up, and then when I hit my 30s, had LASIK surgery. That was awesome, playing for the Broncos. But when I hit my mid-50s, I started needing readers for everything I was doing. And you know how that is with readers, right? You take them upstairs to read your book, you go downstairs, you want to do a devotional, and you're like, dang it, my wife's still sleeping upstairs, my glasses are upstairs. Like, it was constant for me, always searching for my readers. Well, those days are days of the past. I went to see Dr. Cutarelli at Cutarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange, and I can tell you firsthand, total game changer, guys. And you can learn more about refractive lens exchange from Dr. Cutarelli, like, are you a good candidate? Why do you never develop a cataract? How long does a procedure and the recovery time, the cost, all those things. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's the right time for you in RLE, just like he did for me, guys. Total game changer. Don't have to search for my glasses anymore. That is Cutarelli Vision, RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts, guys. For more information and to schedule a free consultation, go to ColoradoRLE.com. That's ColoradoRLE.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Stop waiting for rates and take advantage of real buying opportunities. Lowest Rate for Life helps you get the deal you want on the home today, and if rates fall in the future, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fees. U.S. Mortgages 303 low rate.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Once active and adventurous, Stephanie from Parker, Colorado was sidelined by joint pain. She was losing touch with what gave her real joy.
I want to stay active, and if I don't do something now to feel better, that will keep me out hiking and running and doing all those activities, my health's going to suffer from it. I had the treatment at QC Kinetics.
Their all-natural regenerative treatments use the restorative biologics from Stephanie's body. As the healing properties went to work, Stephanie realized something one day.
I was like, wow, I don't feel any pain. I have no problem going up and down stairs. I have no problem going down mountains. Snowboarding felt good again.
If you see Stephanie on a mountain, give her a thumbs up. That is, if you can catch her.
And now I can totally keep up with my friends in their 30s, and I'm 55.
Don't even think about giving up. Lots of life to live here. Call now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Join Will Peterson after every one of your Stanley Cup Contenders games live from the ice, brought to you by Smart Local 9. The Denver Sports team breaks down the sights, sounds, and emotions of every goal exclusively online across Denver Sports socials.
What's going on, everybody? Philip Lizzie here. Is your car making a weird noise and you're not sure what exactly is going on? All Points Automotive makes it easy for you. Free diagnostics and estimates from a 100% mobile mechanic who comes to you. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Plumline Services, serving Colorado since 1998 for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Service at home, servants at heart.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Delusional confidence. I'm tougher than Mark. Strong detective work.
Something was way off with him, like some kind of bad gummy bear or something. I don't know. It was just
Gummy bear. And personal hygiene.
Holy Moses. You guys excited about showering?
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Yeah, I got to turn that on. Yeah, you heard me, though. We're back in.
Yeah, that helped.
Stokley Evans with Mark Schlereth. No Mike Evans today. Marcello Romano filling in. Get back into the Avalanche here in a quick second. But is your child interested in picking up the game of football? Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan for our third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp, Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Children aged 8 to 14 can enjoy hands-on coaching from former Denver Broncos like Brandon Stokley and Mark Schlereth and Philip Lindsay, as well as a staff of coaches from Denver South. All proceeds benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. For more information and to register your child, head to denversports.com/camp. All right, I talked to you guys about something during the break. I'm efforting confirmation of it before we go there. I don't want to worry you.
Makar news.
Yeah, I don't want to worry you any more than I already have.
But when you read it to me, I became a lot more worried. So
yes, yeah.
we need confirmation now.
Yeah, I want to be sure of it because I don't want to freak everyone out there. Obviously, there's an issue because Cale Makar hasn't practiced since Game 5 against the Wild.
How many practices has it been? Do you know? Sorry,
I want to say it was 3.
Okay,
like that I know of, and then they'll have the morning skate here probably within the hour or so.
So if he's missed all 3 practices and he doesn't do the morning skate, there's 0% chance that he plays.
Well, I would say typically yes, but it's hockey and it's the conference finals, so it could be one of those things where he's like, I'll wait till the very last second, and then he shows up at baller. I wouldn't put that past a hockey player because traditionally their toughness and wanting to be out on the ice when you have an opportunity to get a game in a conference final.
But if you can't do morning skate, how do you do night skate?
Well, I mean, that's an interesting
That's a good question.
I'm saying as far as just like keeping him out get as much rest as physically possible.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I guess we'll get a report.
At some point, you want to get on the ice and just see how you move, right?
Yeah.
You want, like they do that like Sunday before games. I'm out on the field. They'll work a guy out and decide, can he play today or can he not?
Yeah.
And depending on how that workout goes Sunday morning, whether he dresses Sunday afternoon or not, you would think you'd want to get him on the ice and just see.
Well, you would have surgeries on like a Tuesday and be playing. That seems crazy.
Yeah, well, I didn't rely on athleticism, so
he just needed just as long as it wasn't surgery on his hands.
Yeah, just so I could hold you.
Yeah, so he could lock you down.
I gave you
some bad
you had
memories.
some of them workouts.
Oh yeah, it's just always the worst. Like, okay, I don't feel good, I'm hurt, but yeah, let me go run around and see if I can play. And of course, you always want to play, and it's like one of those things where they're just looking at you, like, and like, hey, I guess I can go if you want me to go. I mean, I'll give it a shot, right? I mean, it's just I hated that, hated it.
All right, so we do have confirmation. I give credit to Johnny Fever because he sent me this, but this comes from Sportsnet in Canada, and when asked If fans were worried about missing Makar for Game 1, fellow defenseman said, quote, "I don't know what to tell them. Obviously, it would be great to have him out here. You can't replace him, and we're going to miss him out there. Yeah, hopefully we can get it done without him."
What?
Who is a former defenseman that said that? Who said that?
Sam Malinsky. Fellow defenseman who has been banged up in this postseason as well. So you can kind of take that how you want. I mean,
I take it like you got to win without him, right?
He just said he was out.
Yes.
Well, I mean, some other sports, there's gamesmanship that's played. Like, I'm assuming this was my concern when Jared Bednar said no, not yet. The not yet thing was the problem for me.
Well, I mean, it sounds to me, I usually players don't play those kind of games.
Right.
Usually it's a coach. And it sounds to me like they're not expecting to have Cale Makar. I mean, if that was the right comments and quotes that he said, I don't know where this place is in Canada, where they got it from, but sounds like he's going to be out, and he could be out the whole series.
That sounds like a guy that didn't get the memo that we're not supposed to talk about this. That's what it sounds like to me.
Exactly.
Right? Like he's getting a phone call. Sam's getting a phone call right now like, yeah. Were you not in that meeting when we said absolutely no discussing injuries or who's playing and who's not playing?
Yeah,
that's
for
what
sure.
it felt like to me.
So then ultimately, if that is the case, how does that change your outlook on Game 1, which you'll be in attendance for?
I'm going, baby. I can't wait. I'm fired up to go. It doesn't change it. I still think the Avs win, even if Cale Makar is not there. I still think they get it done. They're the better team. They're the deeper team. So I still feel really good about the series. I still feel really good about tonight's game. Obviously, now when you look at if he's not going to be there for the finals, now that's a whole different story. So hopefully, I don't know. I'm still holding out hope that this whatever Malinsky you said, whatever he just said. Can you read it to me again, please?
Yeah, for sure. This coming from fellow defenseman Sam Malinsky, quote, "I don't know what to tell them," speaking to Avs fans. "Obviously, it would be great to have him out here. You can't replace him, and we're going to miss him out there. Yeah, hopefully we can still get it done without him."
So, I mean, that's telling you that he's not expecting him to play, right?
Right.
It's pretty clear cut to me. Not ideal, obviously, but you got to get it done. I mean, this is part of it, right? You just got to figure out if he's not in the lineup, a way to get it done, and they still have enough to get it done.
Did you guys ever have a teammate that went down before a game or a big game that it affected you internally like that? Because something tells me once the puck gets dropped tonight, the guys are just going through, like you said earlier, doing their jobs. Like, yeah, you'd love them to have them out there, but the reality of it is it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Did you ever have something where it was like almost like the Broncos had to deal with after the divisional round, where the elation of winning that game against Josh Allen and the Bills, only to an hour and a half later find out your signal caller's not going to be there for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, if it's a cornerstone position, it's your big time ex playmaker at wide receiver. It's your big time corner. That you're going to miss for a game. It's a big-time edge pass rusher that's a big difference maker. It's
running back,
left tackle, but your quarterback. To your point with Bo Nix last year, that is deflating.
Yeah, I mean, but the quarterback touches the ball every play on offense, right? I mean, Makar's not touching the puck all the time. So it's a little bit different, and those guys are going in and out of the lineup. But still, his importance is huge.
Yeah,
it's
can't
huge.
understand
and everything that he does, obviously. So if he's not in the lineup, it's a big loss. But I still think they can overcome it. And everybody else has got to just pick up their game and play at a high level.
Stink, does it change your perception?
No, I still think the Avs are a better team. So I'm expecting the Avs to go out and handle their business.
Listen, yeah, we're not Mike Evans. We're not backtracking.
No, we're
right?
not.
We're not going to backtrack here. We're going to stay committed.
Yeah,
and so we're not going to flip flop here.
No. You seen The Departed?
I don't think I've seen The Departed.
Stoke? You're not a big movie guy, huh?
No.
Okay, I'm going to scrap that one then.
Which one is it? Who's it?
It's the Scorsese one with Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen. It's about like him going undercover. I'm not a cop. Like none of that rings a bell to you?
No, I'm not. I haven't seen that.
All right, so that reference or analogy is useless. So we move
I've
along.
seen The Town. If you want to give me that, that's Ben Affleck, and
that's one of my favorites.
That's a great movie.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, goes college soccer.
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah, I mean, I can't go with it, but essentially, what I was trying to make the point of is they know more than we do, certainly inside those buildings, and they'll have a plan for it. They've built you a great team. Now you just go out and you execute. You've done all the things you can to add pieces to it. You have the depth, and hopefully it's just a game or two, or even if you can get through the series. I think the only way you keep him completely out is if you had an opportunity that he was going to come back.
Does this change your view of tonight's game?
No.
No?
No.
How about what if he's not here for the whole series?
Well, maybe I have the Avs in 6. I think maybe you have a chance of it legitimately going to 7, which I don't like saying because in a game 7, anything can happen.
Well, you still like the Avs to win it.
Yes.
6 or 7,
Yeah.
even
They're
without
just,
him.
to Stink's point, they're a better team. They've been the best team in all season long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're a better team. They should handle their business even without. And the great thing about them is when they've had injuries or they've had to change the lineup, the guys that they brought in have stepped up and played well.
Yeah, that's a great point. They have.
Not positive news. We'll continue to discuss on the other side.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This spring, Zach and Phil are back on the road, bringing their party to you. First stop, the Golden Triangle in Denver. May 22nd from 2 to 6 at Schoolyard Beer Garden.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Mountain High Appliance. This Memorial Day, your dream kitchen upgrade starts right now at Mountain High Appliance. Memorial Day savings are happening now through June 3rd at all Mountain High Appliance showrooms. Save up to 40%, guys, plus get $750 in exclusive local rebates and shop with confidence thanks to their price match guarantee. You're not going to get a price better anywhere else. Right now, stainless steel kitchen packages start at just $19.99. Stainless steel dishwashers at $369 and freezers at only $199. Look for even bigger savings. Head on over to Denver Clearance Center, guys. They have up to 70% off on your favorite brands, professional delivery and installation. And I love the fact that you can walk into their showrooms, 250 live appliances. You can actually test them out before you buy them to make sure you're getting exactly what you want for your family. Visit Mountain High Appliance Showroom today in Littleton or Louisville, or stop by that clearance center right there in Denver, Colorado. Shop in person or online at mountainhighappliance.com. That's mountainhighappliance.com.
Ready to be a driving force for your community? The Cherry Creek School District is seeking great people who care about kids to join its dedicated team of bus drivers. No CDL? No problem. Take advantage of paid training with benefits in a supportive and fun work environment. Starting pay at $24.39 an hour with excellent benefits. Feel good about what you do by helping provide safe, reliable transportation for Colorado kids. Apply now at cherrycreekschools.org.
At AutoNation, there's no pressure, no surprises, just the keys. Now through Memorial Day, get 0% financing on your favorite new vehicles. You'll save thousands of dollars in interest alone. Drive the car you want today with 0% financing. Don't wait. Memorial Day savings end May 25th. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation dealership. Less stress, more go. Visit AutoNation.com for eligible vehicles. 0 APR for a limited term with approved credit. Cannot be combined with other offers.
We've got unbelievable prices on appliances this Memorial Day. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. We're talking stainless dishwashers starting at just $369, chest freezers for $199, or an entire stainless steel kitchen for only $19.99. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. Hurry in. Memorial Day savings are going on now at Mountain High Appliance. Visit us today and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
In the playoffs, everything comes down to the buzzer. One shot, one moment, no room for error. In your facility, that moment hits when the power goes out. That's when experience matters most. For over 40 years, Piper Electric has delivered expert electrical construction, service, and maintenance, including fire alarms and large-scale power distribution. Their licensed electricians are built for high-pressure situations and complex projects. Starting something new? Don't wait for the last second. Make the smart call. Include Piper Electric. Visit piperelectric.com.
Plumbline Services, serving Colorado since 1998 for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Service at home, servants at heart.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Food critiques.
I love chicken. I hate chicken salad. What? If you put chicken salad in front of me, I'd gag.
Hard-hitting analysis.
I took an Ambien on accident before practice, and that's what he looked like out there.
And some constructive criticism.
Reminded me of the show that Mike had yesterday. Just a little off, not completely there. You were like, Mike, are you going to take control of this show? Like, how many times did you say that yesterday?
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Back in, had a little bit of a bomb just dropped on us a little bit. We'll get more into that, but first, summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. Here's what you will get: 2 paddleboards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, Bluetooth speaker, and $250 gift card to fill up that cooler. How do you enter? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. All right, I want to remind everyone that we're just reacting to a quote, but the quote is very revealing. That
Yes.
His teammate basically said they hope they can get it done without him, to paraphrase. So I want to – it hasn't been 100% confirmed, so just keep that in mind, but it doesn't look great going into Game 1.
No, I mean, certainly not. When you hear that from his teammate, I mean, how else are you supposed to interpret that? I mean, the only way to –
It's pretty clear.
He's pretty clear that he doesn't expect Cale Makar to play, and they got to get it done without him. So that's a bummer. It stinks if that's the case. Again, we don't have confirmation on it, but if that's going to be the situation, not ideal and not what you want in the Western Conference Finals to not have, one of your best players. But, hey, that's sports. You got to go out there and try to figure out a way to get it done without him if he's not going to be able to go.
And it's a bummer because not only for the Avalanche, but since we flipped the calendar to 2026, Stink, injuries is like a bad word around this city. Look what happened with the Denver Broncos. Look at the injured Nuggets throughout the whole regular season and then limping into the postseason without a full health on Aaron Gordon or Payton Watson, who wasn't even available to play. And then you go into a conference final, which – that's what the knock on this team has been for a while, right? They haven't been able to get past the second round, except for the 1 year, which they eventually won the cup. To go into a conference final, this is just it's not great news.
No, it's not great news. But again, it's one of those things that you have to overcome challenges. Every team on their way to a championship has to overcome a challenge or two, and this is going to be a big one. I don't know, none of us do what's going to go on. I just wonder if talking to. But what was it, like Canada, like
Sportsnet
Canada? You feel like you go on a podcast sometimes and you get a little loose and you say things that you don't necessarily mean to say, and the next thing you know, you're in trouble in some community somewhere.
Yeah,
like he's like, oh, I'm going to go on Canada Sportsnet. Nobody's going to hear about it back in Colorado, and then you realize, he probably is getting called in the principal's office right now. Like Bednar is like giving Sam the business. Like, what are you doing, dude? You can't say that.
Yeah. It's not great.
But I said it in Canada. I didn't know it was going to make it to the United States.
Different country.
Yeah, right. I thought I had like it's the Geneva Convention. I thought I was protected.
Yeah,
not so much. It's I mean, what would the injury be that would keep him out?
I think it's probably a combination of both of them. But
you think both?
But just the way he reacted in Game 5 to that hit, and we spent the entire show this morning talking about toughness in hockey players. But for him to
so
get
you're
hit
saying
like
Cale's not that tough.
No, I'm saying
that's what you just said.
No.
Did you hear that?
No,
I kind of did.
Yeah, he's like we just spent the whole morning talking about hockey toughness players, and it turns out Cale Makar is not that tough.
That lends to the seriousness, I think, of the injury. But if it were me, that's what I would probably point to because that's the most recent one. He was able to get through majority of the series with however banged up the hip is, but he dropped the stick and he beelined it for the locker room.
Is it an AC joint? You know, sprain, Mark, which is obviously very painful. Didn't seem like it was dislocated.
Right.
So, if you have that AC sprain, you can get it shot up, and I don't know.
Just depends on the severity of it, though, right?
Exactly. I mean, not ideal going into Game 1, and getting not this news, but getting those comments from Malinsky that he doesn't expect Cale to play. We'll get further, news about his availability when they do their morning skate, but I don't like to hear that. I mean, I just expected him to be ready to go. He finished the last series.
Yeah. And I think it probably is stemmed from a previous injury, and maybe that was just the hit that kind of took it over the top and made it more severe. You're going to have to rely on the guys that you brought in. You're going to have to go – I'm not saying it's going to be Kulak again, but that's the type of stuff that you're going to need. From being here for a while, Stink, there was always a Chris Drury or a Yui Krupp that would make a play in these type of series. They're going to have to get that again. It's not going to be Kulak again, I would doubt, because the last time he scored a goal before he did in Game 5, he was still a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins. But they have the depth to overcome it, and you have a lot of talented players on that roster that can kind of weather the storm, I think.
Yeah, without question, they do. So they had guys step up, whether it was Colton last time or Waugh. They've had dudes step up and play well, and then ultimately the other thing you're going to have is you're going to have to be great between the pipes.
Yeah,
that's going to be another thing that you're just going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to it's those things we talk about, like, hey man, you got to stop the ones you got to stop, right? The easy shots, the ones you see, you should stop all the ones you see. They always talk about that, but you're going to have to come up with a couple of big saves for us.
Yeah, and
I do believe it'll be Wedgwood between the pipes, and I do believe he's the guy that has the ability to stop a couple of to shut down a couple of big time opportunities, scoring opportunities that you shut down. That's going to set us apart.
And you need your dudes to play well, like you said. I mean, Wedgwood needs to step up and play great, and obviously McKinnon and do his thing and those other guys. But the guys that really haven't been performing at a high level, they need to step up. You look at Val.
Yeah.
And what he meant to that championship team a few years ago, and what a great playoff he had. Brock Nelson, just guys have got to step up and have a great series if Cale's not going to be available. That's what has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Other guys have to step up and make plays. So we shall see. Hopefully that's not the case, but hearing those comments from Malinsky, it doesn't make me feel good about Cale's situation at all.
Well, maybe this will make you feel better.
Oh.
This from Johnny Fever 2. Cale Makar is on the ice early for the Avalanche.
Yeah.
Who are scheduled to hold their morning skate at 9:30. So
maybe he didn't know anything.
Misremembered, right?
Yeah.
Him and Andy Pettit and Roger Clemens.
Maybe he was talking about himself because he's missed time.
I mean, what are we doing?
All right.
It's like, come on, Malinsky. I mean, maybe he's doing the KGB on him.
Yeah.
And now they think, that Cale wasn't going to play. But it's all misdirection.
Right.
Double spy.
Maybe he's feeding Canada bad information.
Right.
It's trickling down to us.
Yeah. And so trying to get Vegas to think that Makar's not going to play.
Or is he just testing it out? and then we find out later in the afternoon.
The old the morning of the game, go out there and get your workout on the field, see if you can play. I bet that might be the case.
Wouldn't you do that like on a side sheet of ice or something though? Like where
is there
there's not
sheets
so
of
much,
ice?
No, well, not at their location.
Are they down at the Pepsi Center, or are they over at the Family Fun Center? Where
I think it's Pepsi Center for the morning skate.
All right. I would imagine that it is.
I don't know. Yeah, so you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. The concern I have is because Mitch Marner's had a phenomenal postseason run so far for Vegas. And you would think that, hey, a lot of that is going to be able to be eaten up by Cale Makar, but that's the Cale Makar that we would expect at 85% or better.
Yeah. Well, look, if he's on the ice right now, and whether it's to test it out and see how he feels or just to knock some rust off and be ready to go if he feels good, then I think that's positive news from where we were 30 minutes ago when we got the comments from Malewski that it looked like that Cale wasn't going to be able to play in this game and then maybe the whole stinking series. Yeah. So I'll take it, and, hopefully things go well today in morning skate, and he's available tonight.
I tell you, it's not even my number one concern for the Avs.
What is?
Well, I'll tell you when we come back. I'll tell you what my number one concern is.
Are you dropping a tease?
Yeah, I was dropping
a tease.
Is that a
look at that?
Yeah. I think you could do. I think you can deliver it better.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I tell you, I've got a concern that's even bigger than Cale Makar, and when we come back, I'll let you know what it is.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the way to do it.
All right, so we'll do that. I got a question for Stoke and Stink as well.
That was the tease. That was the tease. You just let us go.
Okay,
right,
one more. One more. Ty, you have to be ready.
All right.
Come on, Mark.
Hey, you think Cale Makar, and you think that's big news for the Avalanche? I've got even bigger concerns, and I'll let you know what they are when we come back.
Yes!
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's happening, Stoke? From my friends at Roller Auction, a leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years, and they got a couple great auctions that are ending next week. All you got to do is go to rollerauction.com to get logged in, to get signed up. It's free. It's easy. It's open to the public. Best part about it is you're going to get some great deals on great, cool, unique items that you're not going to find anywhere else. Got a former behind-the-scenes tap house auction that will be going down ending next Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's got a food trailer. It's got a reach-in refrigerator. It's got a refrigerated merchandiser, ice machine, walk-in cooler, cooking and heating equipment, mobile bar, dining tables and chairs, sinks, prep tables, smallwares, and so much more. Like I said, that will be ending next Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and then on Thursday ending at 2 o'clock. Got a factory return, home goods, electronics, and general merchandise auction that will be ending. This is what I love about Roller Auction, is they're always updating and adding new auctions every single week. So go see it all and get yourself one of those great deals only at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
In a city full of choices, your savings destination is Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. Over 200 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including MPG MVPs and Toyota certified with full warranties. Visit GrooveToyota.com. Don't wait. 50 vehicles priced under $15,000 won't last. Buy today in person or at GrooveToyota.com. Start here. Go anywhere.
Offer expires 6/1/26. Not all will qualify. Restrictions apply. With approved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors, your siding, windows, decking, and roofing specialist. During the month of May, 5280 Exteriors are offering you $1,000 off a new project. They also offer finance plans that come with no payments for 2 years. 5280 Exteriors is a locally owned company that has been in business for 20 years and knows the Colorado climate. They are a 2024 and 2025 James Hardy President's Club winner. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401k is a key victim.
Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. In 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. After the dollar was cut loose from it, inflation soared. And in just 9 years, gold hit $850. People who diversified into precious metals survived and thrived. Today, we're in a worse position because we face inflation and massive debt. Fortunately, gold is still an option. My trusted friends at Birch Gold Group can help you own gold inside your retirement account without penalties or taxes. Start now by getting a free info kit on gold. Text the word SECURE to 989898. We're facing the same monetary chaos as the 70s with significantly more debt. Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auctions.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as Cleveland faces New York in Game 2 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Subtle intimidation. How do you give Ty the look?
You did. I was
gave
wondering.
Ty a little bit of a like.
I was wondering what you were doing.
There's a little quizzical look. Skilled debating.
You didn't think I was going to flip it on your head like this. See how I
you're
did
coming
that?
back at me. I
Right.
like this.
You
This is
regret
good.
this now.
And plenty of pet peeves.
Put your phone in your pocket and you never go back and get it. It is a source of so much frustration for Mark. It drives him crazy.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, back in Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Mark, you gave us such a great tease.
Yes, I
I'm going to
did.
give you
I
the
did.
floor. You said that Cale Makar is not the number one concern for you.
Yeah.
So what is?
Stokely. Stokely is going down to the game tonight.
Wow,
I'm
me?
concerned, yes. I'm concerned.
Why?
Well, because you don't like to venture past
Hampton.
Yeah. Hampton, once you get to Hampton,
Yeah.
it's bad for you. What time do you have to leave? Is it going to be raining? I know you can drive in the rain, but what if it turns to sleet or something of that nature? Are you going to go down early, maybe get a meal first so you can
Try to beat the traffic.
Try to
the
beat the
traffic
traffic.
situation is kind of
Right.
weighing on me. What time should I leave?
Yes.
The Rock to get there. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm concerned about that. So the rain and standing outside waiting to get in if it is raining.
Right, right.
That's a little bit of a concern also. So we'll see. But I feel good. I feel good about the outcome that I'm going to help deliver for the Avs.
What's your record in going to these games?
It's a good question.
Like you said, you've been
I'm not
to,
a stats guy.
You've been to every round, right? Do you usually typically walk away with elation that the team won, or you've been disappointed?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. A little bit of both, because I was there in Game 5 at home that they lost in the Stanley Cup Finals, right?
Tampa, yeah.
Yes, I was there for that one, but I was there for the Nuggets when they won it all. So
that's good.
That was a good one. A little bit. So I say a little bit of both. I mean, I've been
Mixed
good.
bag.
I've been good for the Broncos.
Good.
But also I was there when they lost the Super Bowl to Seattle. But I was there when they won against Carolina. So kind of a
mixed bag.
Yes, a very mixed bag. How about you, Mark?
I was at the Stanley Cup Finals because I was working for the NHL Network.
Have you gotten a call this year? Or
No, I have not gotten the call from the network, which is surprising.
Was this
they
the-
usually wait for the Stanley Cup
right.
Finals before they call me.
Was
they
this
want,
a couple years ago that you were doing that?
Yeah. I was working for the NHL Network, and so I was at game. What was the game where they won 7-2? Was it Game 2 at home against Tampa?
Yeah.
So I was there for that. It was exciting, man. That was big time. But I was at Game 5 too, because then I was working for NHL.com.
Oh my goodness.
Game 5, and I was there for the loss, which was depressing. They decided not to fly me to Tampa for Game 6. They ended up winning the Stanley Cup on, which was probably a mistake on NHL.com.
Oh, I'm sure they regret it in a big way.
Yeah,
Because the valuable insight that you provide when it comes
the
to
analysis was top notch.
Yeah.
Was top notch. Yeah. So I
think I'm gonna deliver though tonight. I feel
Yeah.
good about it.
I feel confident too.
I've only been to one game this year. That was Sweet Night.
Oh,
we all know how
yeah.
that went. I don't
Yeah.
want to go. I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to go down that
What'd
road.
you eat at Sweet Night?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
yeah,
So,
so-
I will be eating better than I did for Sweet Night. But I'm fired up. I love it. Nothing like live hockey, and then live playoff hockey. Come on,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Where are you sitting?
Well, it's funny that you ask. I just bought tickets on StubHub and bought good tickets, like 10 rows up, bottom level, right? And then I had a buddy. My buddy texted me yesterday. He's like, "Do you want to go to the game with me?" And I was like, "Well, I'm bringing Cam." He's like, "Well, Cam can come also." And he probably has better tickets than I have. So I think I'm going to go with him. And then wifey and my other son will use the other tickets.
Oh.
So
So it'll be a family affair.
I think so.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
I feel good about
So hopefully his tickets are better than my tickets are. You know.
Right.
You should
But
probably
I just
find
made
that
a
out
bad
before-
trade.
Right.
I might send my wife and my other son then to go sit with him, and I take
you gotta,
back our seats.
You got to scope it out first.
Yeah, you got to check it
Yeah,
out.
make sure you get the best seat.
He usually has better tickets, so I'm just gonna
Right.
rely and count on
You should
on
have
that.
just had him transfer him to you before, so you could take a
Right,
look at him
that is
before
true.
you made the decision.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. Do we have any other Kel Makar news here?
No, but we do have news that it's all flooding in now that they're at their morning skate. But both goalies were working out, but Wedgwood was with the group that is typically the starter.
And that's
So-
not a surprise
No.
to any of us. I
No.
mean, it only would have been a surprise if Blackwood would be in the net. So not a surprise there. That's good news. He's been the better goalie, the more consistent goalie. So
I'm ready for this, man. I'm kind of done like breaking it down, looking at it. Like I'm excited for the game.
well, when was the last game?
It was Wednesday last week, right?
Yeah. it's
So it
been-
was Wednesday.
yeah.
So it was a full week.
It's been a week.
Yeah, I want to say
That's a
right.
long time.
So and we thought going into this postseason run, oh, we're gonna have Nuggets one night, Avs the next, and then the Nuggets blew that opportunity. They didn't even get out of April before their season ended. So I'm kind of chomping at the bit, so to speak.
It
to
feels
get
like
this
the
in.
Nuggets lost a year ago.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
Bless you.
Thank you. That was.
You got to Lysol your hands. You
No,
know,
that-
dude,
that
you
jump-
sneezed right into the palm of your hand.
Because I can't bend my elbow. I'm not
but
like.
then what are you going to do with it? Look at all that you're touching. That's germs.
Yeah.
Lysol.
I don't have Lysol.
It's right behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna say they normally
That
have
Lysol. That Lysol.
Clorox wipes.
Doesn't go away for like 2 days if you get that on your hands.
That
Oh,
that
AI
can't
Ty's
be
got
real.
some too.
That can't be real Lysol. I don't know what that is, but whatever that is. Oh, AI Ty's.
Oh,
no,
we got
Johnny.
we got
this.
some of that
Thank
hand sanitizer stuff. Thank you for that.
There
Much
we
better now.
Yeah,
much
let me-
better. See, I
around
start
there.
getting like yesterday when we're at the alumni deal.
Yeah.
And we're about to, we're eating. I've got my fruit, and I'm seeing people, and you're shaking hands, and then you're seeing people that maybe you haven't met, and you're shaking hands.
Yeah.
I can't get over the thought, so I had to, okay, I think I'm done shaking hands with guys. I got to go to the bathroom and wash my hands right
Were you
now.
using a fork, or were you eating the fruit barehanded?
I was I was using a fork for my pineapple but not my grapes.
Yeah,
because I devoured 2 full plates of nothing but fruit.
I don't really worry about germs. I feel like a few germs are good.
That's a
like-
shocker. Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
anybody's
that's-
surprised
I think
by
that's.
that.
I think it's good for you. I think it
Helps your immune system?
Yeah, it helps your immune system. So I don't really worry about that.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because when I brought up the Kel Makar stuff to you, you're like, "Psst, whatever. I said it early, 6 a.m. hour, and kind of freaked Stoke out a little.
Oh
bit.
yeah,
I gotta get together, Stoke. On. I mean, you're my bookie.
That's right.
And I gotta. I'm gonna have to put the money down.
Okay. Do we know how much you're up?
I'm still up. Like I lost 100.
Right.
I was up 3. I think I was up 345. I lost 100, so I'm at 245.
Okay. 245. All right.
Math.
So
yeah, well, you just got to think about what you want to do.
Let's do the $100 bet. Avs to
minus 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me take a peek at it.
Okay.
And the VIG's running. And the VIG's running. All right, Avalanche get set to take on the Golden Knights in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. We'll get to our predictions as we wrap up the show today. Plus, I also wanted to ask, guys, think on this while we go to break. If it's something that you're good at and it's your identity, you brought it up earlier, Stoke, for Sean Payton to just relinquish the play calling duties to a rather unknown. We can talk about how bright he is and the future of Davis Webb, but to your point earlier, talking about careful what you wish for. We don't know because we literally have not seen it. Give me something in your life that would be hard for you to give up and let somebody else kind of take that role for you, because I think that's essentially what Sean Payton is going to ask Davis Webb to do. And how quickly would you be like, give me the mower back? Give me the weed whacker.
That would be Mark's yard.
Yeah.
Like something like that, where we'll get into that discussion. We'll give our predictions for the series, the final predictions, and then that question will be answered next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who play the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokley, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado, so your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Siltahar Motors is going all out, celebrating 66 years of being a family-owned, local community dealership. The latest, employee pricing. Pay what Ford and Lincoln employees pay. Hundreds of new 2025 and 2026 vehicles, all at employee pricing. Savings of thousands off sticker. No negotiating, no games. The price is the price. This is just another way Siltahar does whatever it can to help you get into that essential vehicle. From different financing options to a huge inventory of new and used cars. Siltahar's 4 big dealerships in one: Ford, Lincoln, Volvo, and Mazda. Cars, trucks, SUVs, hybrids, EVs, they have it all. Selection and outstanding service. It's been the guiding principles of Siltahar over these 66 years. A reputation built on neighbors taking care of neighbors. Shop hundreds of vehicles with employee pricing at sthmotors.com. Find yours before they're gone. Highway 36 in Wadsworth. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for like so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PASS to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Plumbline Services, serving Colorado since 1998 for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Service at home, servants at heart.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Job shaming.
You played in the NFL, but you were a wide receiver.
Embellishments.
I mean, sometimes I swear you're just making things up.
And amateur zoology.
I think polar bears are bigger than grizzlies.
Of course
So make them a polar bear.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Final segment, Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Marcello Romano in for Mike Evans, who will be back tomorrow. Thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it, man. It was a good time. I want to get your predictions on tonight's game, Western Conference Finals, Game 1, Avs Golden Knights, and then your series prediction. Stoke, you go ahead and fire it off.
Well, I like the Avs tonight, and I got the Avs winning the game 4-2, covering that -1.5 for Mark and I.
Gotcha.
Put it in. It's in. We're locked in.
We are locked.
And when Mark gets locked in, it's a W.
Yeah.
W. So I feel good about tonight. I feel good about the series. I keep going back and forth between 5 and 6 games. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a 5-gamer. Avs win the series 4-1. I'm not gonna be intimidated. I'm not gonna let Biz come out and say all these great things about Vegas and then switch my predictions or my thoughts on this. I love this team. I think they're on a mission. They're rested, and I think they have a great series.
Yeah, right. Biz, whatever. I've got the Avs winning tonight. I got it 4-1, Avs, and I got them winning this series in 5.
Okay, I'm going to stick with Avs in 6. I do like them to win tonight, and just to change it up a bit, I'll say 3-1 Avs tonight.
Okay.
I was debating whether to go 5-3, but that's too much. I don't like the way that would look on the outlook of the series, so I'll go 3-1. Avs win in 6. All right, before we went to break, I asked you guys the question, what would be something that would be difficult for you to give up and let somebody else do it? Because you talked about it earlier, Stoke. You said it's Sean Payton's identity. It's a drug for him. That's kind of his deal. Like, that's what he got up for, with that job, is being able to be in control of the offense and call the plays. Well, we found out early in the offseason that he's relinquished those duties to Davis Webb. How hard would that be for you to do something like that, for something like, maybe say it's for golf? Even in a scramble, sometimes you're like, everyone gets to hit the shot, but you're like, let me do this. I got this here. What would be difficult for you to give up and watch closely somebody do it in front of you?
I don't really. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I really don't do anything to give up. What do I do? What would I give up? I'm not out there like Schlereth in the yard. I mean, I did fluff up the mulch for Mother's Day, and that was rough, but I've already given that up. I don't care about that. I'll let someone else help me out doing that. So what do I do that I could give up? I mean, the only thing I do really is play golf and do the radio show. So, I mean, what could I give up? I'm not sure about that.
Training Cody.
Ooh.
Let somebody else.
I'd love to do that.
No.
That wouldn't be hard to do. I would love to do that. So
that's your analogy of like, hey, you used to drive at night in the rain. You can go ahead and take it now. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But you look at most of these offensive coordinators that become head coaches that continue to call plays. That's what gets them going. And so it is for Sean Payton to take a step back and say, all right, I'm not going to call plays. I think that's it's a difficult move. It's a tough move because it wasn't all that bad.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of success, and now all of a sudden, Garrett Bowles comes out with Kay Adams, and we're going to let it rip and be like this ultra-aggressive offense. I mean, is that how this offense is built, to have that type of mindset? So what does success mean for the team overall? How do we win football games? Not how do we score 40 points a game, right? Ultimately, you want to try to win games, and Sean Payton was really good at doing that. So it sounds good when you say let's be aggressive, air raid, and let it rip and all those catchy terms. But in reality, what does it look like out on the football field? Does it equal success?
Yeah, I think, and this is a conversation I've had with Sean Payton. Like, before you let it rip, you got to mitigate your own potential disasters, right?
Yeah.
You got to make sure that you protect your football team, and that's a big part of being a play caller and all those things. So it always sounds great when we're talking about aggressiveness, and we've seen a lot of pass game coordinators in different organizations get their opportunity, and it's going to be revolutionary. And then all of a sudden we see the Johnny Mortons of Detroit fall apart and that offense not perform, and the head coach taking back the play calling duties. And we've seen that at multiple places, or I've seen that at multiple places where that has happened. So it's always really cool when you get the opportunity to call plays, but until you really do it, and this is not preseason, until you really do it, do you really know if you're going to be great at it? Or do you really know if you're going to be able to set things up? And it's not just, hey, man, we're going to push the ball down the football field and take shots. You got to set those shots up with the way you call the game. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how it pans out.
It looks good on the whiteboard, right, when you draw up the plays.
Yeah.
But, can you block it? Can you execute it?
Right.
And so how do you go about, figuring out your style of play calling and setting up different plays, to your point, Mark, setting up that play. What's your style? And we don't know with Davis Webb.
Right.
I'm going to be optimistic about it.
I am too.
Again, but, we can't forget that, this was a 14-3 team that was number one seed in the AFC that went to the AFC Championship game. And so, was their offense the best and the most explosive? No. But it wasn't all that bad.
Well, everything's pointing to, innovation, right? Like, who's the most innovative play caller in the NFL, or who's the offensive genius? Because I think that's what they're trying to lead the witness to, is he's going to be like Joe Brady or Mike Shanahan when he was doing his thing earlier, Josh McDaniels when he kind of found his rhythm in New England. And we don't know if that's going to be the case. All the things that they're saying about it lead us to believe that's what they expect. But until you get out there in live fire, you never know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, Joe Brady wasn't any good when he was in Carolina. But then when he got Josh Allen in Buffalo, he became a really good coordinator. And I get that you grow, and I get all those things, and there's a learning curve that goes with it. But there's still a lot of factors that go into it. And I will tell you this, sitting in a film room or sitting on a grease board and drawing things up, you can draw things up, and it all makes sense when you draw it up. It never looks exactly the same when you're on a football field and you're actually the one that's being asked to execute. It always looks a little bit different. So.
It doesn't even work on a flag football field. I coached my kids for years in that. You really think I got the perfect play call.
Yeah.
One good athlete blows it up.
Yeah, exactly. And, you still got a young quarterback that you're still developing. And, oh, by the way, how much work is he going to be able to put in this offseason? Bo Nix. So that's obviously not ideal. But you're hoping that you look up and it's like, okay, well, we got the next Kyle Shanahan, the next Sean McVay dialing these things up. But it does. It looks good on the whiteboard when you're drawing things up, but you have to block it. You have to go out there and execute it. And sometimes the more conservative approach is the best approach. And not just being aggressive in those catchy phrases that you throw out there that fans love. That doesn't always win you football games.
You guys have both said that you're running the same offense. Now, the cadence at which you do it and the way that you set things up will be a little bit different. I guess the big question, a lot of the negative connotation surrounding formations and packages last year, where Bo Nix outwardly was yelling at the sideline, get the play in.
Mm-hmm.
Quit with all this. Do you think a lot of that changes?
I know Sean loves personnel, changing personnel all the time. So maybe there's you're still going to change personnel, you're still going to create formations, but you may have a little bit different feel to it. There may be a little bit less of that. Stoke is always critical of that. The more moving parts you have, the more things that guys have to get right. And and oftentimes, you'll put something in that works in practice, or that you see that you think is going to be great, and ultimately, it just doesn't work come game day because it was something that happened that you weren't anticipating, and and it just becomes one of those learning curve situations. That happens all the time.
Well, I think you'll see less of that. The different packages, personnel groups. I think because now we have two receivers that are going to be out there.
Yeah.
You're not taking Jalen Waddle off the football field, and you're not taking Cortland Sutton off the football field. Now, will you add and mix up some certain things? Yeah, of course. But I think you're going to see less of it this year, and hopefully that does help Bo Nix get the plays in a little bit quicker, and have these guys just playing fast, and not every single play having a different group go in and out of the lineup.
Yeah,
that's not my philosophy. I like getting in the flow of a football game, getting guys going a little bit, but certainly you're going to have different packages for Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin, getting them in the football game. But the bulk of your stuff is going to be, your two wide receivers aren't leaving the football field.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm not going to let you skirt around the question, though, Stink.
What's that?
We asked you what you would be reluctant to give up. Put yourself in a similar situation from Sean Payton. What's the one thing that would be so hard? Because it looks like from the outside looking in, there's probably a little bit more consternation inside his mind about doing it, but it looks like he's happy with the decision, settled with the decision. Is there anything that would be that difficult for you?
Dude, when I was in New York for a year, it tore me up that I had to hire a landscaping company to take care of my yard. I would think about it. I'd be walking through the streets in New York or going on a walk with my wife through Central Park going, oof.
I wonder how low they're cutting it.
Yeah, I even looked at Central Park, and I told my wife, she wouldn't let me do it, but I tried to sign up for volunteer work.
Just so you could
myself a
get
rake.
That fix.
Yeah, just get myself a rake and start. I was looking at things and like, I wouldn't do it that way. But, yeah, that would kill me. I would hate that. So, yeah, I don't like anybody else doing myself. I've got projects right now that are backed up that I need to get on that I've been kind of skirt tailing around because I went back to spine one and had some injections and I'm letting my back calm down. And I'm like, ugh, I got to get out there.
Well, we'll let you get
I don't
to
mind that. I'll let anybody else do anything in my yard.
That'll do it for us today. Dover and Cecil coming up next.
Avalanche, Golden Knights. It's the Western Conference Final, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is all in. 1 hour before puck drop, we're live with full pregame coverage, keys to the game, bold predictions, and the intel you need. When the final horn sounds, we're not going anywhere.